Sometimes rappers will continue committing crimes while being famous to boost their gangster image in the streets, but it always comes with a long prison sentence in the end, just like Tay-K, who was sentenced to 80 years in prison for his role in the 2017 passing of a filmer named Mark, who was recording a music video for Tay-K.
You're young, but you're gonna have to make better choices. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna sentence him to 80 years in the prison, give him credit for any time served.
However, YNW Melly is facing 2 life sentences in prison, but is planning a way to escape.
YNW Melly back in court today. His attorney saying the state has not given enough evidence to this point to keep him in jail, but prosecutors say they have proven plenty that shows he needs to remain behind bars.
A huge update in Melly's case today resulted in the Florida rapper being released from jail. His lawyer, Drew Findling, wrote, "We now look forward to seeking Melly's release from custody, where he has been held under extraordinarily restrictive conditions for far too long based on premises the state has now abandoned. His release will allow him to fully and meaningfully participate in preparing his defense in the forthcoming proceedings, which we intend to litigate vigorously."
February 2020, Melly was involved in a multi-inmate fight inside the day room of his area unit and was given a DR for his role in the fight. October 2020, placed on a room restriction for refusing to go back to his cell as he was trying to hide while on the phone.
And developing now, there's a new push to get rapper YNW Melly out of jail. He's currently awaiting retrial for 2 childhood friends, but a new lawsuit alleges he's being held in inhumane conditions.
Melly's lawyers filed paperwork asking for immediate release because of an ongoing lawsuit between Melly and the county jail. It was reported Melly sues Broward Sheriff's Office for cruel treatment and is seeking immediate release from prison. Melly also claims that they have not allowed him to see or speak with any family members in 3 years. As Melly's lawsuit claims, he has been living in a freezing cold jail cell with no proper food and no human contact. It was even reported an interview from Melly's mother paints a disturbing picture of Melly's life in jail, making it sound like he won't last much longer. During an interview, she was speaking about how Melly got a mistrial the first time around, as he basically beat getting a conviction, but they still won't let him get bond and he can't use a phone in jail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
She also shared that she feels completely heartbroken for her son, saying she feels helpless because he isn't being treated like a human.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
This situation got a lot of attention, especially from people in the music industry, as Charleston White said Melly deserves a bad jail life.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing, about being mistreated, when you done chose to play somebody.
This got Boozy's attention, who felt bad for how Melly's mother is feeling.
Okay, so then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
But with the situation going viral, it was announced in court. After new evidence found of Sack Chaser making actions towards Melly weeks before passing, prosecutors are submitting a new motive for Melly to commit the crime alongside Bortland's help, which came from a YNW affiliate in an interrogation.
What motive would Melly have to kill his 2 friends?
They just piss him off? I don't know, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. Melly was on FaceTime, Melly like, y'all don't know, bro. Y'all don't know what Sack was doing to me. Y'all don't know what Sack was doing to me, bro. Like, saying it like Sack was some shit.
as Sack Chaser supposedly did bad things to Melly, which made him want to take out Sack Chaser. Even a former O Block member said how Melly asked King Von for advice on how to take someone out and get away with it.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
But Melly won't be getting away with it. Not only is he charged with the crime, but YNW Bortland is now flipping on him with it reported. As predicted, Bortland took the plea deal. He also agreed to a proffer, which means he's talking. The sentence is to accessory after the fact, and he will do 10 years plus 6 on probation minus any credit and gain time. We've already requested his deposition in the civil case. Academics went into further detail on it by saying, the judge says on both charges, Bortland pled no contest to that he has to provide a factual basis to accept the plea. He has to tell the real story of how he committed accessory to the crime. It's a gonna plea, except with the proffer, he can't say yes ma'am, he gotta sing like Franklin.
I did tweet out saying people are upset. I said this is a gonna plea. This is a gonna plea. This isn't a plea saying you have to tell on him, but this is a plea that you're going to have to provide all the details that they were missing to convict him. And that's why it's a gonna plea. Why do I say he signed a gonna plea? Because YNW Melly, and I watched the case, we covered it. YNW Melly's case is that, number one, you guys have not done a job to prove that this is actually they have proved, but prove that this is a homicide with this person being the offender. Also, the accessory after the fact plea confirms that Bortland, that's kind of like almost like a sub part of a conspiracy, except you weren't with the conspiracy at first. You came in after the fact. What that proved is that they came in, oh my God, my dog's crying. What that proved is that Bortland worked with someone after he acknowledged that a took place in trying to cover it up. You hear what I just said? When pleading to an accessory to after the fact, you have to acknowledge that the happened and you assisted someone or in some way to cover the. Now, if Melly's statement is, how do we know, and then secondly, how do we know who did it? Because they said it was a drive-by.
As once Bortland admits the crime happened from inside the car and not a drive-by, Melly will be cooked. Even a lawyer spoke about how Bortland will be snitching.
He will be flipping. He is going to be tell-all about anything he knows about the double case, and they will know if he's telling the truth or telling a lie when he gives his full quote-unquote confession as to what happened that evening. And that's what happens. A lot of times where guys are in the prison for 4 or 5 years awaiting trial and looking at a life sentence, and they're offered 10 years where they'll be home probably in another 3 years that he'll serve, he decides to flip and become a cheese eater. And that's what happens a lot of times on these cases. And I was expecting it to happen a lot sooner than it did. He held out for quite some time. But long story short is it looks like he's going to flip, and it makes the case on YNW Melly, depending on what he says, which I anticipate he'll say that YNW Melly is responsible.
With Bortland now having snitches against him, Melly will be in a lot of trouble for the Double M trial, but he got the witness tampering charge dropped in the meantime. Melly will no longer go to trial for witness tampering after prosecutors dropped the charges. The Florida rapper's trial was scheduled to start on January 21st, but one day before, the prosecutors dropped the case. Which is interesting because Melly's ex-girlfriend was the perfect snitch against Melly for the witness tampering, but they didn't use her, as they arrested Mariah when she arrived back in the United States.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
In her first court appearance, the judge made her a deal, saying if she agreed to testify against Melly, she would be released. She accepted, which is bad news for Melly, and she wrote to Facebook, "Thank you to my village. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine." But the prosecutors got the confidence to drop the tampering case because the court file wrote, "The prosecutors dropped the witness tampering case against Melly to avoid jeopardizing evidence essential to proving his guilt in his pending Double M trial." The state moved to drop the case because the suppression of jail calls remains unresolved, risking loss of critical evidence needed for the 2027 trial. Prosecutors charged Melly with witness tampering and gang-related offenses tied to efforts to keep key witness Mariah Hamilton from testifying in his Double M case. Financial records show Hamilton received more than $31,000 from Melly's management company and assistance purchasing a Mercedes despite no reported income. Jail calls, surveillance video, and inmate notes show Melly directing a relay system through inmates James Howard and Terrence Mathis to pass messages outside jail after losing phone privileges. Later in the memo, it stated, recorded calls and messages instructed associates to keep Hamilton away from court using coded language and nicknames, which was originally mentioned by Juvie's father 2 years ago.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures, try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
with the courtroom at a standstill, the judge allowed Melly's lawyers to argue why he should be released, while prosecutors explained why he shouldn't. You decide if he should get bond after hearing that prosecutors started with text messages of Melly admitting to the crime.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
Because they showed the video of Melly dancing with Bortland just hours after the crime.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
He wasn't sad for the passing of his best friends, but Melly was caught getting into the back left seat of the Jeep from the recording studio just minutes before the crime happened. This is bad because court documents revealed the direction of the rounds traveling from left to right in the car supports the claim that they originated from the back left seat where Melly was positioned. Even YNW Juvie's mother confirmed he was there.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
I'm Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
But this led to Melly's lawyers responding, and they casted some doubt on the prosecutor's case after reminding the judge that the firearm was never found.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearm was used.
Okay.
They also showed evidence discovered inside Bortland's home.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
Which got it reported, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of Bortland's home, which made it look like Bortland was going to tamper with one of the jurors because the notes showed where the jurors sat in the courtroom with a description of what they looked like.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house. Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
But they'll use Bortland to reveal answers to whatever questions they have because they still want to know why Fredo Bang picked up Melly on that night.
And Chris Thomas are. So what you're also going to find out is while Mr. Devins is out there on the side of the road, 4 in the morning, 4:42 specifically, he sends a drop pin, digital homing beacon to his current location to one of his friends, Frederick Givens. Frederick Givens is also involved in the music industry, and he asked to be picked up. Frederick Givens, then about 11 minutes later, is sent another drop pin where Mr. Devins has moved a couple of meters. What you're going to find out as well, though, is these digital leashes, they have more than just phone calls.
But they're now trying to claim that Melly acted in furtherance of a gang because they said that Melly is in the Red Street team after hanging out with Young Thug in a Facebook post.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, he's hanging with him. And he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with Mr. Devins has the big B hand signs displayed.
Right, and see with individuals again, I'm assuming that's also Young Thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and capture.
This got Melly and his team to argue about whether they wanted to let the prosecutors use this in court because Melly just didn't care. This hearing marks the first time Melly publicly went against his legal team's advisement in open court.
Yes, sir. Against our advice, our client wants to proceed.
People in the courtroom heard Melly saying, "I don't care, I'm not in no team. They can't prove that."
I'm aware that 924-071. Call for an automatic stay while
they were aggravators. They go to membership in a gang. There are things that the jury would have to find before going into penalty.
Not aggravator, that's the death penalty. Aggravator, that's the gang enhancement itself, Your Honor. That was charged. He was charged in committing the murder for the furtherance of the gang, which is an aggravator in terms of the guilt.
Something that they would have to find by way of an interrogatory.
Yes.
However, after being released for 2 months, Pooh Shiesty is now returned back to jail for robbing Gucci Mane. Investigators expect a 30-year prison sentence, and it's important to know why.
It sounds like Gucci cooperated. It sounds like the victim. Gucci was a victim and gave his testimony.
Gucci Mane just responded to the Shiesty robbery in his new track titled Crash Dummy, responding to the snitching allegations and much more. Academic says he initially thought Gucci Mane wouldn't give a statement to the feds, but the song he dropped was a whole statement and asked Charleston White to step up his telling game.
Forget everything I said. Remember I said Gucci ain't gonna make a statement? This is a statement right here. Yo, this is it's a statement right here. Yo, I swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Yo, I'm gonna keep it a beat with you. Yo, Charleston White gotta step his snitching game up. Charleston White ain't doing this over a beat with an 808 with Zaytoven. Charleston White just doing this on Instagram in his drawers.
As Gucci Mane directly called out Shiesty in 2 specific bars by rapping, "Tell the truth, you went out like a crash dummy, and after all that, you still signed to me. I thought it was a business meeting, but it was a setup." Admitting there was a robbery, and Shiesty actually tried to make Gucci sign a release contract. A viral reaction read, "Did Gucci really just drop this crash dummy track admitting to being robbed instead of handling like a real street dude? Go get your stuff back like a man." However, Gucci had to drop this track because what happened in court today. The news reads, under oath, FBI agent Hansen testified and admitted that Gucci Mane gave a statement to Dallas PD about the January 10th, 2026 robbery at the studio in North Dallas. Shiesty proceeded to rest his head against the courtroom wall as his left leg shook while attorney Bradford Cohen questioned the agent about Gucci Mane allegedly being pushed on the couch and items pointed at him. Agent Hansen said Gucci Mane told his security, who were ex-Detroit police, that they were outmanned, and Shiesty shook his head in disbelief when the agent says that Gucci Mane told his security to put their firearms down. As they revealed, revealed Gucci did give a statement to the police, but those in the courtroom revealed Shiesty did a lot more than just shake his head. He rolled his eyes and rubbed his face after being stressed out about what Gucci told the feds, which led to Charleston White supporting Gucci snitching.
It sounds like Gucci cooperated. It sounds like the victim. Gucci was a victim and gave his testimony. Come on over here with me, Gucci. It's all right. It's all right to go and be civilian. Yeah, come on.
Then at the end of the court hearing, Shiesty reacted again. A tweet read, "As I sat right behind Shiesty during the hearing. Minutes before the judge's ruling, Shiesty whispered, 'I'm straight,' with a head nod to his family in the back of the gallery as his attorney gave a final argument at today's hearing. However, to understand what Gucci said in his statement, it's important to know the facts. The news wrote, Shiesty and Big 30 reportedly robbed Gucci in Dallas, according to the Department of Justice. Shiesty held a firearm toward Gucci Mane and forced him to sign a contract release from his 1017 record label, while Big 30 blocked the door to prevent him from leaving. 9 people from Memphis have been charged, and the stolen jewelry appeared on social media within hours. With this going viral on the news, Woody spoke his thoughts on the situation.
Help me understand this, y'all. Please help me. I really need help. Pooh Shiesty did all that time in jail, in the feds. Pooh Shiesty came home, y'all, and made a first day out. They sent him right back to jail. Pride and ego is our main enemy.
But it would be revealed that Gucci definitely played a role in their arrests. The news wrote, anonymous source tells academics that when Gucci snitched Shiesty to the authorities, he felt sympathy for Shiesty's dad, saying he was peer pressured into the situation and didn't want him locked up, but it was already out of his control.
If anybody was peer pressured, from what I'm hearing, it was the daddy, Lontrell, when the situation happened, Gucci allegedly looked up at the daddy, and the daddy was like, showed some type of sympathy and empathy for Gucci, but it was out of his control.
This got Shiesty's mother's attention, and she spoke about her ex-husband being arrested with her son.
He protected him, he kept him humble, he kept him 100, and kept away from around some suckers and pluckers. I prayed for them, man. It was so good, man.
But this is where everything would change for the worse for Gucci. The public is heavily on Shiesty's side because Gucci basically ratted his own artist out. DJ Academics shared that Gucci has had hired off-duty cops to serve as his security for the last few years that no one knew about, which raised the question on why Gucci would sign street artists while having off-duty cops around.
But the idea that some of y'all trying to give Gucci an out is like, nah, it's because it's not like they fooled him and it was an undercover cop. That's what people keep saying. Undercover. No, he hired a policeman. He hired a policeman. It wasn't undercover. It wasn't a guy acting like he was security. No, he hired the cops. And a crime happened in the presence of the cops.
This went viral online. DJ Vlad wrote, I've spoken to a few people close to the Shiesty and Gucci robbery case, and this is what I keep hearing. There is no actual evidence of Gucci getting robbed, so the case will hinge on one thing, Gucci taking the stand and saying that they robbed him. Now here's the interesting part. If Gucci says that nothing happened, then he can't claim that he signed Shiesty's release under duress, and he will never make any more money off Shiesty. If Gucci does take the stand against Shiesty, then the contract release gets thrown out and Gucci continues to make money off him. But then everyone will call Gucci Mane a snitch like they're doing now. So it will come down to Gucci choosing money over his reputation, as this would be explained into further detail by lawyer Mo.
If Gucci does not testify, the question of is Pooh cooked comes down to 2 paragraphs in the complaint plus 1 picture. They say Big 30 barricades the door to the studio. They say that the security guards try to barge in, and when the security guards barge in, they get a peek and they see that they're outnumbered by the armed target suspects. It does not say that they are outnumbered by an armed Pooh Shiesty. Instead, they lump Pooh Shiesty in with the whole group of target suspects, suggesting that the security guards only saw other people, not Pooh with the later, where it's alleged that Pooh he's allegedly holding it to the back of the head of one of the business people. And so, if there's anybody here other than Gucci who seems like they could put Pooh away, it's going to be one of the business guys.
One popular reply wrote, they don't need Gucci to get this man. It was an off-duty cop involved. To which the famous rap lawyer wrote, you could make a fair argument from what we've heard so far. It may be that the 2 security guards accompanying Gucci never saw Shiesty with a firearm or saw anything about what was going on in the studio other than that there were 3 people with items. The complaint says the 2 security were outside the studio, and when they tried to pry the door open, they saw they were outnumbered by people with items. But this even got fans to write. Anyone else find it odd that Gucci went to the studio with several off-duty cops when it was supposed to be a meeting with his biggest artist who's fresh out of prison? To me, it feels like Gucci knew something was going to happen, which ended up being correct. But one of the main motives for Shiesty to do this was reported. Academic says that the word was that Shiesty started to have issues with Gucci Mane because of how Gucci handled things after his cousin Big Scar passed away.
This drops, it looks like he's not, he's never really publicly fell out with Gucci, but the word has been this. He's unhappy about how Gucci discarded or seemed unemotional to, or pretty much not caring, right? The lack of he gave when Big Scar, who is Pooh Shiesty's cousin, passed away.
Because when Big Scar passed, Gucci didn't want to put money up for Scar's funeral. Shiesty didn't have much influence at the time due to him being in jail, but after spreading the word through the jail phone, Gucci coughed the money up for the funeral, as Scar's father confirmed.
I don't know how this got out of control like this, y'all. It's ugly. Gucci did what he did. 100 is 100. I'm the one ain't looking for nothing. I just want what rightfully belongs to my son. I ain't asking for nothing else.
But to Shiesty, this was still disrespectful. Not sending the $10,000 immediately when Scar's family asked was a problem. With Shiesty not cool with Gucci anymore, he wanted out of his deal immediately so Gucci wouldn't make any more money off him. Shiesty couldn't have done this at a worse time, as he was already being investigated for violating his probation. Shiesty is being investigated by police after his new song FDO. Self-snitching in lyrics and dissing federal prosecutors from his court case won't end well. Shiesty dissed Youngboy in the FDO song and the prosecutors involved in his court case, which got Youngboy and Shiesty to yell at each other on Instagram.
I'm on these type shit like, who gives a? That's what you been waiting on. Well, all this, what you like, we really live it. We talk about, you hear me?
With this going viral online, Shiesty would then be exposed by an inmate in his cell block. It reads, Memphis man claims Shiesty wasn't standing on business in prison, alleging that inmates made him stand up to eat.
Stand up while they eating. Hey man, you was in that mall standing up while you were eating. When they bump down on you, they ask you, is you one of these five or is you a rapper? You said a rapper. I got facts about these, man. Hey man, I'm on man, you know what I'm talking about, man.
With Shiesty being exposed on how his jail life was, the same Memphis OG just days later took back his words about Shiesty.
Man, I just found out, man, you know, hey man, I was off the medication, man. I'm so up, bro. I'm just institutionalized. I'm a convict. I didn't even know this little cousin the whole time. Los. Damn, Lo, why you ain't tell me Pooh Shiesty was our little cousin, bro?
But this led into another situation when Shiesty was on live stream and they called another streamer who said he was Team Youngboy, which made Shiesty angry.
Don't apologize to me.
Man, hey, look, man, you gotta, man, just rep anything, man. Just say you something, and then you good.
I'm 4K Trey.
Who? Rakai, what the man?
You said what?
You could hang up on him, cuz ain't no.
Shiesty wanted to make it clear he's still backing Lil Durk despite people flipping sides to Youngboy. As it was reported, Lil Zay Osama speaks on why it's no surprise the industry is switching up on Lil Durk for Youngboy.
Nah, for real though, I don't see why this was surprising or new to y'all. Everybody jumping ship because this how the industry is. Nobody in the industry is gonna stick around you when you at your lowest. If they can't get clout, notoriety, money, fame, features, videos, something that they could benefit from off you, they're gonna jump ship. I don't see why it's surprising that everybody is on YB in the industry. That's how it go. They only gonna f you when it's beneficial to them. None of these ain't grow up with Durk. None of these ain't friends or real homies with Durk for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Or they would never change, or they would never jump ship. Cause where we from, if you with me, my ops is your ops is mine. Some people don't look at it like that. Some people look at it like I with both parties, I ain't got nothing to do with it. And look, you not wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, shout out to the that still there, stayed down for Durk, his real family and friends, you feel?
Hundreds of OTF mutuals would tweet out saying, if you're rocking with what Youngboy did, then stay on that side when Lil Durk gets out of jail. During the same live stream, Shiesty was not having it with a girl that didn't know who Durk or OTF was.
Was that my jerk? Oh.
Lil Durk.
JCV Films with that fire gift, bro. I appreciate you.
OTF. What's that, man? Why you say it like that for? Come on, get your picture, man, before you get
But it's true that Lil Durk is pretty much all alone in jail. No one is speaking up for him, and academics spoke about how people are getting much closer with Youngboy instead.
So I'm in the dressing room, and we just talking about a bunch of. He's also telling me, and I will never say who. He's telling me all the rappers who was now hitting him up, and he kind of asked me, he's like, Act, so what you think, man? Because I think he's thinking like, yo, should he forgive some of these, like, but all these rappers on it. You know what I mean? Like, they're all like, yo, Youngboy, we love you, right? And I gave him the best advice, I think. I said, I didn't want to impart my thoughts on it because I don't know fully what he's been through and what he's thought. Because, he was down where nobody would upon him. So I said, whatever your heart feels about any of these or kind of doubling back or not, I want to do whatever, go with that.
Chopper tried going at Youngboy for Durk, however, it resulted in nothing. Academics said, if Chopper wants to be taken serious by dissing Youngboy, he needs to make an anthem.
Yo, NLE Chopper, bro. No more break dancing, no more belly rolling and like that, gyrating. If you making a diss song at Kentrell Deshaun Golden, you gotta make some anthem with like some military tanks. That's how he's coming. Tell you.
Which left rappers saying Chopper needs to stop trying.
Everybody see Youngboy ain't messing with nobody. The boy doing his thing, standing his own lane. And I love him. I love him. I can feel him every time he drop a song. But NLE Chopper, instead of him doing his own thing, he said, you know what, I'm gonna attack this man, I'm gonna mess with him. That's how poor in the street think. Instead of just letting me continue to move my life, cause I ain't messing with nobody. I ain't out here trying to portray a street image or nothing like that. I'm just.
However, beefing with Youngboy, rapping about his case, and dissing the feds resulted in Shiesty being investigated. But he's now being exposed by Wack 100 for snitching to be out early. Wack 100 would expose Shiesty for his new song, FDO being all cap. It was announced Wack 100 claims Shiesty is not solid and told to get out early.
Pooh Shiesty what?
So Pooh Shiesty has shown his paperwork on his story.
I don't give a f about. I got his proffer that you're scared to post. You gotta stop doing bust, because I'm gonna tell you, if I send you some paperwork on me.
I'm gonna read it 20 times.
When that was first announced, several rappers in the industry were calling out Shiesty for snitching in his case. Even Big 30 reacted, defending his best friend.
My mama, if you see some paperwork, my mama, I do whatever y'all tell me to do. Cause my eyebrow, mustache, hair, I throw my chains in the river and jump in and if Shiesty snitch. Go home, take one to the. I ain't got no already.
With Big 30 backing his best friend, it only adds to the support he would give Shiesty in anything he wanted to do, making some believe he was definitely involved in the Gucci situation, but comment what you think. However, new updates in the Tupac case revealed who was responsible, resulting in a prison sentence for Suge Knight and Diddy.
I remember on Bob First, you actually blamed Suge for Tupac getting killed.
Yeah.
Because it should have been up to him to protect him.
I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the book.
I'm going to disclose the facts as they are. I mean, whether they're dead or alive, I'm going to tell the same story because that's my job, is to get to the truth of the matter.
The Las Vegas police just released the Tupac files proving who did the crime against him. Fan reactions read, "The new Tupac files are making me question everything. Why is there evidence of Snoop knowing Tupac was going to be targeted? Suge Knight wanting Tupac gone so he couldn't leave his record label, and Diddy paying for the hit. He needed new friends," which is exactly what Tupac's own father said during an interview, reading, "Tupac's biological father says if he would have been a better father, Tupac would still be alive today because he would have never trusted Suge Knight, but because he wasn't there, he looked at Suge like a father figure."
With Suge Knight. Right. I feel so bad. I gotta live the rest of my life realizing that maybe if I was a better father, he might not have gotten that situation. He might have had enough wisdom to know that this motherfucker is nothing but a scoundrel. But he looked up to him like a father. Then to find out a year, 8 months later, that he's cheating him out of all of his money, that's the final betrayal.
The news wrote, the reinvestigation of Tupac's passing is revealing new names and evidence of those involved. New name brought up is Suge Knight. Suge's name is mentioned a lot in the new Tupac files. Police highlighted from day one, Suge's side of the story on Tupac has been strange. Because why did Tupac happen to have zero security on the night he passed when Suge Knight came from a security background?
First of all, you seen what happened. Suge understands who he's dealing with, or what that just happened with, right?
Yeah.
I would have off the top shut my artist down. And if I would have shut him down,
I would have moved him in a way to where could nobody get to him. Sure, you know what you doing, don't do. Like, it ain't no security on it.
But also on the night Tupac passed, Suge said, "When I left that hospital, me and Tupac was laughing and joking, so I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad."
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never know.
But Tupac couldn't have talked with Suge because he was in a deep sleep, according to the police. However, the feds claimed Diddy planned the entire crime, which was proven by the Diddy documentary, but it was just reported. 50 Cent says it's not over. More unreleased Diddy footage that didn't make the Netflix documentary is coming to YouTube, including footage about how Diddy started a family with Tupac's ex-girlfriend. Diddy had a daughter named Chance Combs with Sarah Chapman in 2006, who famously dated Tupac in 1995, which reveals Diddy wanted Tupac gone because he wanted to be Tupac.
Tupac was a shining example of everything that Diddy wanted to be, and he was that naturally. He was charismatic, he was sought after, desired, he was very well liked and a naturally likable person. He was charming, he actually had intrinsic talent, he was a star. He was what Diddy tried to force his way into becoming. Diddy, through force, through manipulation, through fear-mongering, tried to become loved and adored and liked, but all he could manage is like a twisted clone of that he was able to garner through fear. But back to my original point, he thought he triumphed over Tupac by when actually what he did was make Tupac immortal. And by Diddy continuing to live and earn more wealth and, in his mind, earn more adoration, he thought he triumphed. He thought he won overall.
With Diddy wanting to be Tupac so bad, it was the reason Tupac was targeted the first time, but it was unsuccessful, and Tupac spoke about it.
I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the bug. The police found him, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work.
With his first attempt being a failure, he tried again. In the Diddy trial, it was announced former cop claims Diddy had Tupac dealt with for $1 million Suge retaliated having Biggie dealt with. Records claim Diddy hired Crip member Keefe D to take out Tupac, and this was proven when Keefe D himself admitted it in an interrogation.
On all 4 of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about Tupac?
It was really about both of them, either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah,
This would then be followed up when Diddy was confronted about being responsible for Tupac, which resulted in an awkward moment.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
As during the Diddy trial, he was questioned on his involvement. The news wrote, Diddy faces questions about his alleged role in Tupac's passing after being mentioned 77 times in a new legal filing. Keefe D said it was easier than he thought it would be, but it makes sense because Tupac was called out for not really being about the life he portrayed through his music. As a writer said how he couldn't defend himself and didn't know how to use a firearm.
Because he died because all these guys sold him this lifestyle idea, but he wasn't it. He couldn't fight. He had no athleticism. He didn't know how to shoot. He wasn't that guy, but he started to believe it.
He method acted it.
100% method acted it.
The detective also wrote, Detective Russell Poole suspected that Knight arranged Tupac's passing before he could exit the label, then framed the rival Crips to throw off investigators. As you quickly find out, the plan was to place the blame on Snoop Dogg. In an interview, Snoop admitted he was supposed to be in the car with Tupac on that night.
With Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA.
Many people believe Snoop could have heard word that Tupac was going to get targeted and decided to avoid him, but he claims it's because he got in an argument with Tupac.
The last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me, how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to, prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
Suge and Diddy did such a good job framing Snoop Dogg. One viral reaction read, "Is anyone going to mention how Snoop Dogg could have stopped Tupac from passing? These new files coming out is upsetting, knowing Tupac should still be alive," as well as a reaction from Faison Love.
I always felt when Pac died, it was because Snoop could have stopped that whole thing. I mean, because like I said, Snoop was a Crip. Pac offended some Crips. Doing some game, some dumb, really. It was set off a whole chain of events. You know, in LA don't get mad, they get even. So, you want a real Pac story? That's my Pac story. Pac would be alive today if he had stayed allies with Snoop and not cross Snoop.
But you have to remember that Snoop was a Crip member, and he was much more involved in the streets than he is now. With Diddy reportedly telling 40 Blue members about the bounty on Tupac, it's likely Snoop could have been tipped off about it going down. But Snoop sticks to the story that Tupac was mad at him.
I say a week before he died, we was best of friends. 2 days before he died, I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Because we was in New York, and it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And when did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I like it. I want to do some music with him. And that just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like tried to kill me, shot at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with him. I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked his music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. There's video footage of all of us hanging out.
To understand who's truly at fault, the feds broke down exactly what happened the night Tupac passed. On September 7th, 1996, Tupac was in Vegas with Suge Knight to watch a Mike Tyson match. Once it finished, Tupac got in a brawl in the lobby with a Blue member.
Suge Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson at the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and 2 of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the thing was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and beat him up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
Once it was over, Tupac changed his clothes and got in the BMW with Suge to go to the club for the night, but they'd unfortunately get pulled up on.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keefe D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
But with the mystery of who was responsible being hidden for a long time, Keefe D suddenly went on a public interview describing the moment he pulled up on Tupac.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. He was going to go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He was hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac?
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
But Keefe D claims Tupac was pulling up a firearm, which is why they did the crime.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a...
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually...
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car...
That's what happened.
...started at Tupac and Suge.
As Tupac already knew something was about to go down, but there was an interrogation of Keefe D from the night of the crime asking him about what happened, but he never got charged.
Lane starts. You say Suge looks over, he sees you.
Yeah.
He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looked at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
in
of
the back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going Suge's head. I thought he was.
So Orlando across Dre.
He leaned over on the window. We rolled down the window.
But during the police's investigation, they found Keefe D's reaction to Tupac's passing, which shows his true emotions.
Yeah, I hate that happened, dog. I really do, man. Cause it fucked up a lot of people's lives, dude. I hate that happen. Probably to God. I feel that was wrong, man. It was just purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it had never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. Wish it had never happened, dude.
Although there's a lot of mystery that surrounds Tupac's passing, and it starts with an officer explaining how Tupac was an industry plant with the job of stopping beef between the red and blue teams.
Well, it turns out when I talked to Tupac's longtime mentor, political mentor, former Black Panther Chokwe Lumumba, who was his first business manager, he's told me, I basically asked, well, was Tupac only pretending to be in order to appeal to gangs and politicize them? And he said yes. And that was part of his thug life agenda that he came up with his imprisoned stepfather, Mutulu Shakur. And so Tupac was just using that in order to get the and the leaders to call peace truces, first in Los Angeles, then throughout California, and then throughout the country. And that was why he was pretending to be this gangster type. And really, he was just an intellectual prodigy.
The plan didn't work and instead only escalated the beef, which led to him being targeted, but people wonder if Tupac really passed away in the hospital. They wonder if the people responsible for placing Tupac as an industry plant decided it got too serious for Tupac, and they decided to pull him out of the streets for his safety. People wonder if he was sent off to Cuba, like how rapper Tretch claimed in an interview. He says he last saw Tupac in Cuba after the camera was pointed to the floor. In case you didn't know, Tretch used to be good friends with Tupac before he passed.
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question. Nobody knows. Y'all good? Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot, man. We good.
Only a few weeks after, a video went public showing what's believed to be Tupac in Cuba in a parking lot.
Zoom in. That's Pac, man. He with the outlaw. And Reg from Holla Back is trying to be friendly and get autographs. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
Even Suge Knight has an interview claiming he thinks Tupac is still alive.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They left.
Not long after this interview went public, Suge was targeted in a club 6 times. This got Suge to stop talking, but in 2018, his son would begin talking about Tupac again. He went to Instagram saying Tupac was still alive and living in Malaysia. But within a couple of days, he got warning texts reading, "You said too much, time for you to go." This got Suge's son to tweak out, and he posted pictures of Tupac with modern celebrities like 50 Cent and Beyonce while captioning it, "He never left us, but they'll be after me soon." Some people believe this was just for clout for his son, but others believe Suge Knight and his son would know the most in the world because he was so close to Tupac. Meanwhile, Lil Durk is facing 30+ years inside a federal prison, but he's trying to escape before it's too late.
We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a for hire plot.
The judge has made a decision on Durk's release date, which led to 2 reactions from Durk himself, with the first being a leaked phone call where he says he will not be going into protective custody.
The PC. Hey.
I thought they thought a computer, you hear me? He thought
Hey, I respect your mom forever. The PC.
A lot of them could be going straight to PC.
This happened because his lawyer Drew Finling filed paperwork to get Durk released on house arrest, which led to DJ Vlad tweeting, "Durk has a real chance at beating his case. Remember this tweet," showing that the feds are unsure about what charges they even want to bring against Durk.
Fact of the matter is, his trial team has won a number of points in this case. Some of the evidence that they wanted to use has actually been withdrawn so that the judge didn't have to exclude it. When they bought this case, they said the conspiracy started in August 2022. That's when Durk arranged to get these rentals, these flights. That's when he made arrangements for the bounty. Then they switched that and they said, actually, the conspiracy started back when Von November 2020. And here's the big one. When they charged Durk, they said in the indictment about the bounty that at the direction of defendant Durk Banks, defendant Wilson, that's OTF Diddy, would pay the bounty or monetary reward to the That's gone.
As the lawyer revealed, the feds are adding in a backup charge, which typically means that the feds are not confident on the main charge and will do their best to at least lock up Durk for something.
Also added a fallback charge. So when they bought the case, the original indictment, there was no stalking charge. In the second superseding indictment against Durk, they added a stalking charge. And the stalking charge is important because it doesn't require any contract. No quid pro quo, no bounty, no payment theory. You can add that charge and simply prove that, hey, he was telling people to go do this. He didn't necessarily pay them to go do a, but he was telling them to go follow that guy. He was telling them to go stalk that guy. And a jury can look at it and say, a lot like in the Diddy case, that, hey, not exactly sure here. Very, very, very suspicious individual over here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit him with the lesser charge. And so, when the government puts in that fallback charge later in the case, that tells you that they're not 100% sure.
But with no rappers coming out to support Durk, his team wrote to Instagram, "Crazy how you gotta wait until it's dark out to see who really with you," which shows how Durk is feeling completely alone as rappers have turned their back on him.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the went on tour with, did songs with, called you they brother, they twin. I wouldn't be surprised if these rappers try to India. These are down low and dirty. And I think this is what I think Durk right now is thinking, that, man, I thought I was just with a whole bunch of real. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. And I feel bad for Durk. When King Slime got locked up, there was a whole parade. Free him! Free him! Free him! Oh, nah. Everybody would post details of the case. How is this humane? How could they do this? Yo, free not smart. No, free Slime. Durk got locked up. They might give that half a bar. Free Smirk. And they moved the. I'll give credit. I have heard some of these guys have sent lawyers. Good for that. But Smirk is in there, man, realizing the world don't stop spinning because you locked up.
But Durk's trial was just pushed back to August 25th of this year, while 3 of Durk's co-defendants filed motions to sever themselves from Durk's case. This is important for Durk because it was reported DJ Academics reveals that one of Durk's alleged members confessed to a cellmate who was reportedly an undercover informant, that Durk paid him to retaliate for D-Thang.
He gets locked up in a cell and they give him a cellmate. He tells his cellmate who he murdered, how he murdered him, the homie he did the murder with, and who was supposed to pay him for the murder. Thank you. Come again. Perfect. Got him. So he confessed, essentially. He's talking to a cellmate. Listen to how he's talking to his cellmate, chat. Yeah, I had the standard, folk, with a 60 round in that on mic. I let 3 shots out when he first came out. Marley said, yo, wait till he get to the car. I say, yo, tweaking, boy. By the time he get to the car, that's enough time for him to get his pipe. Yo, so now the cellmate, who's a confidential source, is saying, tell me more.
As Durk's lawyers are wondering if they're trying to set back the trial to bring another charge against Durk. Even Durk has lost trust in his own members because they're separating themselves from his case, but it could be a good thing for Durk because Durk will only be represented by himself and not the other gang members who he surrounds himself with.
And that's what Diddy did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed. And I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told Diddy to hire. Diddy's saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody. And I ain't hire nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing.
Although Durk is trying his hardest to get house arrest while awaiting trial, now that it was pushed back to August. At the end of Durk's court hearing, his lawyer submitted paperwork for a house arrest agreement. The rapper is even offering to pay an officer's salary to ensure he stays inside his home at all times and monitors his activities. But the prosecutors wouldn't let Durk have it because they filed to include the footage of King Von's passing in the trial, as they argue that Durk seeing the footage is what pushed him for revenge even more.
Testimony and video surveillance surrounding the death of King Von, and the motion to exclude this evidence was denied, meaning the judge is going to allow witnesses to testify about and allow the video of King Von to be played at the trial. And this is important because prosecutors wanted to use this evidence to argue that King Von is the reason or motive as to why Durk offered this bounty on Quando Rondo. And so with this ruling, the jury will get to see and hear about all of that.
They'll even include how Von and Durk's ops were happy when they found out that Von had passed because it angered Durk even more.
When you looked at King Von getting, how did you feel, considering the animosity between you guys up to that point?
Like my real first action, thought, I was happy.
You were happy?
I was happy.
When you heard that, considering the back and forth that y'all have had and in your own ways, how did you feel?
So I kind of happy.
You were happy?
Can I say I was kind of happy? No, seriously, I was though. It was up. That, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, he did. But I was happy as when I found out Von was dead. I cooked for the whole day. For all the people I
They have specific Durk lyrics which suggest he was behind the hit on Quando's crew because the lyrics wrote, "They be on my page like slide for Von. I know they trolling me. Got it back. Y'all just don't know that's how it's supposed to be," which they plan to connect to Durk's interview with DJ Academics, where he talks about the slide for Von comments.
What are you talking about? By the slide for Von comments. I don't know if people still say it. They used to say it, but you also mentioned a song. They'd be like, they be saying slide for Von. I think they trolling me. Yo, by the way, them songs is fire. I ain't gonna lie.
For some reason, I just don't see them comments no more. For some odd reason. I don't know. Might be the water.
As Durk admitted in that interview that he didn't see slide for Von comments anymore, which came out after Quando Rondo's crew was hit. But more lyrics write, "Don't respond to things with Von. I'm like, screw it, you're tripping, go get your stick. They dropping locations, I'm getting it done. F tweeting, we're sliding, the feds are coming." But prosecutors claim Durk's mindset was filled with revenge for King Von because that's all he rapped about.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
However, Durk's lawyers are now claiming that Durk isn't being given a fair jail life. Durk's legal team filed a request for a status hearing regarding Durk being detained in a special housing unit without due process since August 29, 2025. Durk is confined to a small jail cell, just large enough for a single bed, a toilet, and a sink for 23 hours a day. As the file continues, he does not have access to commissary. He is permitted 1 phone call a month and no in-person social visits. He was originally placed in a housing unit as punishment for being in possession of an Apple Watch. However, Durk's attorneys claim that the infraction has still not been reviewed by the committee to determine proper disciplinary action, which would normally happen within 5 working days. As they're purposefully keeping Durk in a strict jail cell, and inmates from the jail spoke about it.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS, and right now we're gonna show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
But DJ Academics claims he doesn't think Lil Durk will be the same type of guy if he gets out.
Let me tell y'all, the Durk y'all loved when he was free, if he gets back out again, he'll never be that Durk. I'm gonna tell you why. He done learned a lot of lessons. This is me assuming, nothing he's told me. But the things that he did for others, y'all know when he came on my podcast, right? And he said, man, yo, Gunna's a snitch. I can't f Gunna. Man, f that. I don't care. I love Thug. He said that because Thug told him. Yo, what Durk is realizing, Durk is a great soldier, but nobody looked at him like a leader. Durk was willing to move on behalf of the people he's loyal to when they get locked up. When he locked up, they might drop him as a bar in a song, but
his case went viral when the prosecutors brought up the photo of Durk flexing $1 million in cash. This picture just so happened to be taken in 2022, and the feds claim it changes everything. Prosecutors say Durk placed a $1 million bounty on Quando Rondo in 2022. The discovery also shows that Durk used his trusted lieutenants to recruit hitmen to fly to Southern California on August 18, 2022 to get Quando Rondo. Consistent with Durk's promise to reward co-conspirators, defendant Wilson solicited hitmen by promising to pay a $1 million reward on behalf of Durk in exchange for flying to Los Angeles to commit the crime. In the evidence file, it also states rewarded co-conspirators got other things, featuring in many of the direct participants' music videos and rap lyrics in the months following the crime, as they claim his song Block is Hot is one of the rewards for doing the hit on Quando Rondo. Although the news revealed their snitches against Durk, Durk's trial prosecutors say they have several cooperating witnesses who will testify that he was the real organizer of the passings. This got Durk to start stressing, as he's been thinning down while on the inside and he's cut his dreads. But this same hearing resulted in the judge denying many motions that Durk's lawyer submitted to get the case thrown out. However, the judge took a bill of particulars under advisement, which means they have to prove what evidence they have that links Durk to the crime. But with the motions for dismissing the case being denied, Durk will have to go to trial if he wants to be free.
I'm a criminal lawyer, and I just learned that the rap artist Lil Durk just had his motion to dismiss his for hire case denied. To be honest, I'm not that surprised. Let me tell you guys something. There's only two ways that Lil Durk is rocking out of that federal courtroom on 2 feet. A jury of 12 people says that he is not guilty, or President Trump pardons him. There's no other way that Durk is walking out of that court free. That judge is not going to be dismissing any key evidence. He's not going to be dismissing any motions. He's not going to do anything that significantly helps Lil Durk walk out of that courtroom without having a trial. Now, how and why am I so sure of this? Well, here's the first thing I want to tell you. Most federal judges used to be federal prosecutors, exact prosecutors that are prosecuting Durk. A lot of judges used to stand in that very position. Federal prosecutors can be very biased people, and very rarely, once they put on that black robe and become a judge, do they get rid of those biases, okay? That judge very likely probably thinks that Durk is guilty. He just can't be the one to actually say it.
This got many creators to react to Durk's current situation.
Remo, this is my last no jumper. Durk already told me I wasn't supposed to come back up here with that last.
Now look what happened to him.
That man got kids. You talking about look what happened to him.
Definitely not happy about him.
I wouldn't be happy if you go to jail, Adam, because I know you got daughter. Break down.
There's multiple people who are no longer there for their kids as a result of that Durk allegedly called in.
Until they put that on black and white, sir. Stop throwing stuff on a black man who's trying to do something right for the community right now.
The feds have already put out a lot of information about this.
You don't have to put it out. You don't have to put it out. This is a major platform.
You're not the boss of me. We talk about rap on here. I think it is well within our jurisdiction to talk about the fact
that what type of police
has been alleged to have ordered them.
Free smirk though.
Free smirk. But also maybe
police platform. There's some police.
Just sit down for a little and decide, hey, maybe I'm not anybody else.
We don't have no proof that.
Well,
we don't.
But they'd add another attempt at bond since Durk has been waiting so long for trial, as it got Durk's father to believe it would actually happen, and they made the judge a great offer backed by Durk's fortune.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the least for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days as about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And Inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
Although new snitch information led to the report, Durk is facing allegations from federal prosecutors that he put hits on O-Block members for not retaliating for King Von. Prosecutors plan to introduce testimony from a witness who claims Durk gave the orders, as they're claiming that Durk feuded with an O-Block member about how they weren't retaliating for King Von fast enough. This got DJ Academics and Whack 100 to talk about how big of a problem the snitches will be in the case.
To life by basically saying he's guilty of for hire, and the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing. There's no message that they got that says where Durk says y'all that Quando yet. Nothing says that.
You missing the point. Okay. They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one. We just ain't seen what they said. It's 3 years. One of the cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so
that's co-conspirator too.
I don't know. You don't need too much more than that. One of the is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation. They say they had it in and out. The other 2 was figuring out how they getting paid.
Although one of the snitches could have been lying about their testimony, with it reported, Durk could soon be found not guilty after new court documents reveal the main witness switched up his story. He first claimed there was no bounty. Now he says there was. Although the feds just got one of their snitches leaked because OTF Vonnie is confirmed a snitch, as his prison file was updated to say he was no longer in the prison's custody, meaning he has likely been released or is on house arrest. But Vonnie leaked it himself because he texted a friend about his plea deal details, and the friend leaked it. As Vonnie texted, "I'm trying to plea out to a 32, which is the base for M for hire. The max is 43, which is life. I'd get -2 points for a plea, -1 point for an early plea, and -2 points for no background, so I'll have 27 points, which is 5 to 7 years. It's better than that. I can't go to trial. Might get an elbow, don't want them to do me like the other guys, as he doesn't want to end up like OTF Jam, who hasn't been heard from in a long time." However, OTF Vonnie's father spoke out, saying that Vonnie played a role in King Von's passing and that Durk apparently knew about it.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a back door and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, is it open? Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, was it open? This is what he asked him. Was it open? It was the exact words. Was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right here.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? I got bankers. that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk who told on Von before he died.
But even OTF Diddy's little brother Ted is snitching. In case you didn't know, OTF Diddy is Wilson, who was the person that hired the hitman. So the news of his brother snitching is huge because he likely knows a lot of street stuff. This got the news to write. The new Ted body cam footage of him begging to snitch against Durk and members has changed this case. Durk's lawyers submitted paperwork for an extended time on their bond proposal. But the only reason Ted is snitching is because he was caught on an unrelated charge for having a firearm at a store.
Really? Dude had a. What about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
Once he was brought to the police station, Ted started trying to snitch instantly.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
I swear to God, I tell you about everything. I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
While sitting in the holding cell, Ted is seen crying and wanting to cooperate by giving information on others involved, hoping it would get him out.
Wait, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
However, David committed one of the worst crimes in recent memory in the industry. He's now looking at 60 years in prison.
This is big because it was always a question of whether or not they were really investigating him and gathering evidence regarding a charge.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, but
A new witness in the Celeste case called out David for being responsible for her passing. The most concerning part is the witness is David's secret lover named Neo. He wrote on Instagram, "Thankfully, I'm legally fine in every way, and boy do I got all my receipts for things," which resulted in the news of investigation by the state of California against David, where he may be involved in having committed one count of M.
That there is now pending in the Superior Court of the County of Los Angeles the above entitled grand jury investigation by the state of California against Target David Burke, wherein Target may be involved in having committed the following criminal offenses against the laws of the state of California, to wit, one count of murder. This is big. This is big because it was always a question of whether or not they were really investigating him and gathering evidence regarding a charge.
Resulting in the news of the February 25th court hearing in the Celeste case revealed David is now the #1 suspect. The judge demands David's arrest to face a grand jury in the passing of Celeste. They were able to make David the #1 suspect after what was found on his phone, as it started with a tweet that reads, "Hey David, were you sitting on this hill next to a drainage gully thinking about what you did to her?" Where David took several suspicious photos documenting his tracks of what he did throughout the day and night. But there's another video from his phone that he recorded in February 2025. Investigators believe this could have been around the time that Celeste passed, and it was reported David recorded this video at his other house. Celeste had likely been passed for a few weeks. Also in February, he leased a red Tesla and stopped using the black one.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And it seems like just at the start of the year, it's literally January, you know, all this stuff is happening. It's like the most insane, it's February now, but it's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind, 2025. Stay prayed up.
Where David randomly mentions all the passings that have been happening in his life, but no one in his direct family or close friends passed except for Celeste. So the feds think he's subconsciously hinting at it. But it only got worse for David because it was reported. David's family has been summoned to testify as witnesses before a grand jury in the passing of Celeste. This happened because within a day of David's impounded Tesla going up for auction, David sent someone to pick it up.
Let me read you what Steve recently posted on X, okay? David's Tesla, the vehicle in which Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found, was held by LAPD for only 48 hours to process evidence. After that, it was returned to the impound lot for David to retrieve, which he had not done until today. The Tesla was scheduled to go to auction tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., and I had planned to attend and inspect it. However, in the final hours before auction, David, or someone with power of attorney acting on his behalf, picked it up. When I checked last week, the storage fees were approximately $10,500 as the vehicle had been released and available for pickup since September 10th, before Celeste had been identified. I hope just the thought of that vehicle haunts David and anyone else that knew Celeste was in the trunk for the rest of their lives.
Showing that David is aware of what's going on and is still involved enough to get his Tesla back. However, the situation got serious for him when the news reported he will likely face M charges for Celeste because a grand jury is hearing the case and may hand down an indictment. Although there's concerns that the investigation to get enough evidence was ruined by the feds because it was up to the private investigator who found that David had an incinerator in his house. As private investigator Steve revealed, David had an incinerator capable of burning at temperatures of up to 1,600 degrees in his home.
What it was that a private investigator named Steve Fisher found inside David's home when he was given access, the PI reported seeing, quote, items you would expect to find on a farm, rather than in a home in the Hollywood Hills.
This is illegal for normal residents to own unless you have a special permit for it, which goes to show even more that David shouldn't have had it. Although things went forward legally when David's close friend Neo was arrested on a failure to appear charge. As investigators revealed, Neo had been hiding in Montana to avoid the case. It reads, Neo Langston has been arrested in Montana on a Los Angeles Superior Court warrant for failure to appear for testimony. Lewis and Clark County expects LA County to begin the extradition process. News reporters captured the moment Neo came out of his mother's house and was thrown into the police cruiser. Neo's relationship with David is very interesting because you almost always saw the two together throughout 2025, as you see David and Neo together at a house party, but also laying in bed together and recreating the Titanic pose.
You know who that person is, and do you believe that is the person that moved the Tesla?
So I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour. I can't say who the person, and I don't mean I can't say but I don't know who exactly was in that house because it's just a report, but there's video, but you can't make a person out. But somebody was in the house, and being that there's only one key, it's like, okay, who had access at that time? So is it the same person that moved the Tesla? Was another last part of the plan about to go in motion as far as getting rid of her? I don't know.
This led to the news. This in no way implies any type of guilt, but based on Steve's recent findings and David's social media, it's very possible that his friend Neo was the last one driving the Tesla. Neo has wiped his social media clean of David and does not follow him on Instagram. Neo's denied being involved, but the private investigator has basically said that it was Neo who last drove the Tesla. Although a weird report from TMZ came out when it was reported. Celeste was found frozen in David's car, which the LA County medical examiner says will likely make it impossible to determine the cause of passing. The police still see Celeste's passing as foul play and can make an arrest even if the cause is undetermined. This caused thousands of creators to make videos saying,
for quite some time, a lot of people were curious as to when she could have passed away. If she passed away at the beginning of 2025, why did she only just start smelling in September of 2025? Well, according to what we are hearing from sources close to LAPD, it seems as if Celeste Rivas Hernandez was actually frozen for a period of time. Freezing up would preserve that for an extended period of time, and it seems as if she was removed from being in a frozen state and put in David's Tesla. And because of that, the medical examiner is likely not going to be able to determine a CO.
This theory and TMZ report went so viral that police came forward and said it was false, but it got the release of new information, with the investigator saying, on the night of December 30th, 2024, David and Celeste were together in downtown Los Angeles, where several photos were taken in public. Along with strange photos found in David's camera roll, police are now questioning if a shed could be where the crime happened. But also on David's camera roll was the last known photo of Celeste. It reads, on January 2nd, 2025 is the date of the last known photo my investigation has uncovered of Celeste. According to the image's metadata, the photo was taken at 5:05 p.m. on January 2nd in the Baldwin Hills, as it shows Celeste wearing a designer ripped hoodie, but it got weird with someone noticing. I saw this on Reddit. Is the hoodie circled not the one Celeste is wearing in that picture? Which shows David in his room with what looks to be the same ripped sweater on the floor. But also during the investigation, the police allegedly found another sweater that Celeste wore on this live stream.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which one? What's good, David? Big fan, big spam. Oh, thank you. Mitchell.
I gotta stop with him if you even. We need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
With this new evidence against David, police decided to act because it was reported. The strange timeline surrounding David and Celeste Rivas Hernandez. On September 18th, David transferred his Texas homes into his mom's name, the same day Celeste was identified. Just a day earlier, police did a search warrant at his Hollywood Hills rental. On that same day, a police call falsely reported an incident and someone passing at one of his homes. When police arrived, they were met by David's parents, who said his younger brother and sister were upstairs as someone swatted David's family home.
No, out of all times for this to happen, as discovered in his car after she's been identified, for there to be a potential swatting incident where somebody calls 911 with a fake allegation, a fake crime for their property, out of all people, out of all times, it's weird.
Well, it's weird, but it doesn't necessarily surprise me because this case has taken on national significance in terms of people paying attention to it. And there are bad actors that understand how to bring somebody by way of swatting. So somebody called the 911 system down there. They found the address online and were basically made up a story for the cops to go there. And then they went in, and fortunately the police were very professional, and they were able to immediately understand that it was a swatting incident and it wasn't a legitimate call.
But some believe it's a warning for what's coming next, as David will likely end up in handcuffs after the grand jury goes through their process. But what's interesting is that no one knows where David's been hiding.
Do you have any indication about where David is right now?
I don't. I have no idea. And it's kind of bizarre because his group has stayed so silent. What's left of his group, I guess. And I'm not even sure the conversations that the owner did have with his management in breaking that lease. I'm not even 100% sure his management knows at this time where he's at. I think his attorney might be the only one, and his parents.
However, things get worse for David because on the day Celeste was identified in the Tesla, he moved the house into his mom's name, as we mentioned. But because of the timing that David did it, if he's convicted, the feds could undo the house transfer.
You know, transferring these assets in the middle of an investigation, as opposed to 2 years ago or a year ago, right. Could a court look at this and say, this was a deliberate attempt to, what you say, concealing assets, and they could breach it, they could pierce it, they could say, even though that you've transferred this into your mother's name, that was invalid. This is a way for, let's say, a plaintiff who sues him, or let's say in a criminal judgment to pay that fine. Can a court look at that and say, even though you transferred it, it's still open season on those properties?
Yeah, this is what's so puzzling about this. It is a very basic premise of law throughout the country that you can't transfer assets after the event happens that would otherwise trigger collecting on those assets. So we have rules in different states. Sometimes they're called fraudulent transfers, sometimes they're called fraudulent conveyances. There's a lot of different names for them. But the crux of it is you cannot transfer assets.
But to further add to the strangeness of the case, people uncovered old interviews where David said concerning things, because he said he wanted to live on an island with no social media in 4 years, which is the exact timing of when Celeste would have become an adult.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay, so the plan is hopefully this music thing takes off crazy next year.
Why is he saying, why are you saying that like you're not like up there?
Well, I'm not there yet, but hopefully it's like even crazier next year. And then I go on crazy year after year for the next 3 years. And then on the 4th year, I retire. And on the 5th year, I'm off the grid, living somewhere like on an island with this crazy crib. No social media, no digital footprint. I'm just gone. I'm just gone. In 5 years, I'm gonna be gone.
Will you still remember me?
Yeah, bro. You'll have like the secret codes to the mansion.
Yeah?
You can pull up on every
What's the secret code? Give us the first 2 numbers.
Absolutely not.
Although 2 other pictures online discovered that David and Celeste had taken pictures in the same blue wig, which further proves the story that they were together often. Although that picture of David was taken at an anime convention, and it turns out he had a huge interest in anime, because he described how he had a second alter ego based on his own anime that liked committing crime.
Basically, an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego, and the story of the manga went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden, and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving that I'm committing myself. And it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it, like it was in the vault for.
One viral reply read, "There's hundreds of crimes he could have used as his example when describing his alter ego, and he chooses to say that. But this all ended with David being found playing Fortnite while in hiding." Someone wrote, "If anyone's wondering where David is at right now, he's lurking still and literally been playing Fortnite just recently," as people tracked his account and found he had been playing many games within the hour. Fans even said, "There's no way that's David's first response to all of this happening. If he knows he's innocent, he should have gone about this in a much different way rather than let his career dwindle down." However, comment if you think David's guilty and like the video if you want him locked up. However, Yungeen Ace is looking at a life sentence due to the new evidence found in the passing of Julio Fulio.
Yeah, back behind. Jacksonville rapper Yungeen Ace arrested by Jacksonville Beach police around midnight.
Hakeem Robinson has been arrested in the 2019.
Massive news coming out from Jacksonville left Yungeen Ace speechless as it reads. New evidence was found by Jacksonville investigators showing footage of Yungeen Ace admitting to being involved in the passing of rival Julio Fulio. From sending memes to the suspects of the crime to even placing bounties, as Yungeen Ace sent a meme to one of the suspects' phones after Fulio passed, making fun of the fallen rapper.
The state presented a picture from Gathrights cell phone taken one day after
showing a bottle of Don Julio. The detective testified that, based on knowledge, this represents an insult to the rapper Julio Fulio.
Resulting in the news reading, Jacksonville rapper Yungeen Ace to be arrested in 2026. The sheriff announced several crimes in the area are due to Yungeen Ace and his team ATK. Expect a RICO, as the Jacksonville police announced they are targeting ATK.
Furthermore, it was found that the shooters are members of or affiliated with rival gangs of Jones that go by ATK and 1200. Jones was part of the 6 block. Detectives believe that the ATK and the 1200 worked together to target Jones as part of an ongoing feud in Jacksonville.
Within the next hour, Yungeen Ace began panicking by tweeting, "Ain't no such thing as ATK no more, that stuff is gone and over with," which led to an Instagram video of Ace running from the gang problem.
I say no more ATK, it ain't no more. What you talking about? Niggas don't do shit. Niggas don't do shit. You tripping. Everybody always got shit to say. These niggas. When the time for the lawyers to be paid, where the niggas be at? Got all this shit to say, where the niggas be at though? Where the niggas need to get buried? When the time to spend that money, where the niggas be? Always got shit to say, but don't be on shit, man. They don't get no feet wet or nothing, man. You niggas be talking, man. What's wrong with these, man? Talking about uncomfortable, don't talk like me. Don't get the man. When I say no more ATK, ain't no more.
But this got the Jacksonville court system to make it clear to the judge that Yungeen Ace is in ATK and to not let his Instagram trick anyone.
So sorry, not the meaning of ATK, but that Yungeen Ace is a part of ATK. Did you say whether you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. ATK and 6 Block, do those two groups get along?
No.
Right. Charles Jones, just for the jury, is a part of 6 Block, is that correct?
Yeah.
And Yungeen Ace is a part of ATK, is that correct?
Yeah.
And to your knowledge, Alicia Andrews is not a part of either of those groups, correct?
I don't know. I don't know her.
All right.
Miss Albritton, going back to these drill rap videos, in particular the song of Charles Jones about your boyfriend, is that When I See You? Is that the song that you're talking about?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. And that's one of the music or drill rap videos that you don't like, is that correct?
I don't care for them.
The feds would even double down on letting Yungeen Ace know his time is coming. With it reported, Yungeen Ace has now canceled all his tour dates that were scheduled to take place this month, which is either Yungeen Ace preparing for the feds or the feds limiting his business income in preparation of a court case so that Ace can't afford lawyers.
Jacksonville police and I don't know how they be doing this, but they always call around and cancel my shows. What's up with y'all? What's going on? Why y'all want to cancel my show? I don't even live there in Jacksonville. Why y'all want to cancel my? Why y'all trying to my money? Yeah, man, y'all trying to my life. Cause y'all worry about what I got going on. I ain't with y'all. Y'all canceled all my shows, but I just had a show in Temple. Y'all got my show canceled in Temple. I had a show in Virginia. I called, got my show canceled up. I had a show in Gainesville. Y'all canceled my show in Gainesville before. Daytona. You feel me? Like, what's really going on?
But everything got worse when Jacksonville revealed Ace didn't act alone. Investigators in Jacksonville are starting to hear rapper Queso played a role in the passing of Fulio. Being a main member of ATK, there's news of him adding money to the hit pool, a collection of money for bounties to deal with their ops, which was confirmed by a gang member claiming there was a $10,000 bounty on Fulio.
Hey, on everything I love, bro. On the dead homies, bro. I put it on everything, on my soul, on my kids. I'm the one that smacked Julio Fulio that night when he got at his birthday celebration, bro. You feel me? I ain't gonna show my face and give my identity away or nothing like that, but you know, I did that, you feel me? It was money on his head, you feel me? I rock with Ace and them boys, you feel me? ATK, you feel me? I be in Jacksonville heavy, you feel me? If you know, you know. But yeah, you feel me? I did that, you feel me? I handled that, cause, you know, Ace had that money on his head, you know, Ace had him put that 10K up, told me to slide, told me to cause you know he got tired of that nigga running his mouth playing all the time, you feel me? So what had to be done, you feel what I'm saying? So I just handled it, you feel me? It was what it is, bro.
Yungeen Ace and Queso have known each other for years and were very close during the peak of their beef against Julio Fulio's crew. But it's interesting to find out that Queso was serving a life sentence for a separate M charge prior to the Fulio passing, as Queso was caught for the passing of Adrian Gaynor, otherwise known as Bibby, who was Fulio's close friend.
Every day after school, he'll come to me, like, he coming straight to me, we chopping it up, we speaking, like, you know, just regular shit. They walk in the house, we dap each other. I'm like, what's up, little bro, what you been on? Like, he telling me I went to school, bro. And guess what school he was going to? I'm like, look, bro, I love you, bro, be safe, you know? And that's how it always ends, like, with so many people with me, like, they last word with me be, I love you, be safe. You know what I'm saying?
But it's important to watch his facial reaction when Vlad mentions Queso's name being arrested for the passing of Bibby.
There was a rapper named K-Sue.
Yeah.
Who basically was posting videos bragging about, you know, different KTA members, or I mean, whatever you want to call it, and he talking about f***ing Bibby.
Yeah.
And he actually got arrested for a Bibby.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I don't know why you would commit a murder and then go on the internet and brag about it. It just makes absolutely no sense.
However, right after the new Fulio files came out, Queso pled guilty to the passing of Bibby.
Jacksonville rapper Hakeem Robinson, also known as Queso, pleaded guilty to the of Adrian Gaynor Jr., who many people knew as Lil Baby. That guilty plea came during a pre-trial hearing Monday, and the judge sentenced him to 10 years in prison for second-degree murder.
Both Ace and Queso wanted to go after anyone who was connected with Fulio, and eventually Fulio too. This got a fan reply to read, "Am I the only one who thinks Queso and Yungeen Ace wanted Fulio gone as soon as possible before Fulio got the chance to retaliate for what they did to Bibby?" This ended with the Jacksonville sheriff sending a message to Yungeen Ace and his team once the Julio Fulio hitters were caught.
So Yungeen Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.
When you combine the evidence on Yungeen Ace with Queso's, you start to see the full picture, because in the new Fulio file, police found a live stream from Yungeen Ace with his mother the day after Fulio passed, where they were laughing about it.
These are my best friend. Hey, chat, y'all know what's going on though. Y'all stop playing with us, Talib. You talking for churches, but you know what the f going on, boy, for get on your boy.
And we want to get that down. Fulio, Ludio, whatever it is. Cheers.
This is why DJ Academics even asked him if he was the one who set Fulio up.
I mean, some people feel like you were behind that.
I'm sure, but people feel like I'm behind a lot. But I'm not. I'm not behind. I'm working. I'm grinding every day. I'm grinding. I got a family. I'm working. I'm grinding. I'm trying to be big. I'm trying to be big.
But in order to fully solve the Fulio crime, they revisited the entire situation, because they reported that on an early Sunday morning in Tampa, Julio Fulio was ambushed in a hotel parking lot. The weekend was supposed to be a celebration for Fulio's birthday, but he rented out an Airbnb and he posted on Instagram that everyone should pull up to the party.
Hey, the pool party start today at 5, 6 o'clock. If you already got the address, pull up, man. You got the address, pull up. If you need the address, DM me right now. The pool party start at 5, 6 o'clock. DM me for the address or DM Fulio booking ESPN. I'm gonna put it right here. We just got here, bruh. You got to add it. You got to add it, man. Push up. We just got to this bit. Tampa, Florida, man. You already got to add it to the pool party. Push up at 5:30, man. Push up at 5:30, man. We finna get everything right. Push up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, man.
However, the party lasted for only 2 hours before police showed up and they called the landlord of the house to kick out Fulio and his crew. While you think this is the end of the night, Julio decided he wanted to continue the party, so he posted an Instagram story with the new club they were going to. The only problem was that he posted it with the full address on the poster. With a simple Google search, you could easily find out where Julio Fulio was at when he said he was going to the upstairs lounge.
We came deep for my birthday, man. Everybody coming up the stairs. No cap, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We deep. Deepest 20 deep, lit everywhere we go.
Once they ended the party at the club, Julio's manager looked for a place for them to stay for the rest of the night. He found a nearby Holiday Inn, and they headed over. When they arrived at the Holiday Inn, sources say everything seemed quiet at first, but then 2 cars filled with people pulled into the parking lot and used their firearms at Julio's crew. A separate group of 3 men snuck in through the side parking lot, and they had the main goal of taking out Julio.
At 4:38, 3 exit a vehicle and walked in the direction of the hotel. They murdered Jones with a handgun and 2. This barrage of fire also struck 3 additional victims who miraculously survived this incident. Let's look at this video. This is at the hotel, and you can see the shooters are getting in position for their planned out.
And the heartbreaking moment in court happened when Julio's cousin testified about what it was like in the moment. Julio's cousin, who was in the car with him when it happened, couldn't stop his tears while describing his final moments.
Okay. So you fell asleep after that, after he came back to the car, or you started dozing?
Yes.
Can you just tell the jurors what you saw inside of the car at that point? You said you saw Julio laid out.
Yeah, first thing I saw Julio laid out. I thought it was a car until I looked up, saw the hose, and I saw Jacob yelling.
Okay, so you thought it was a car accident, and then you looked up, saw the holes, and you saw Zay. Is that Xavier Edwards?
Yes.
You saw him covered in.
Yes.
Okay, so he wanted you to look at his head because he thought he had been hit, and then when you tried to do that, you saw the in your arm.
Yes.
Where were you?
Like on my.
Okay.
Close to my shoulder.
Do you still have a scar from that? Okay. Do you recognize that as Charles Jones' black Charger?
Yes.
Okay. You okay?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yes.
Do you recognize the photograph?
Yes.
Within a couple hours, fans already believed they knew who was responsible. As the news wrote, Yungeen Ace dropped Do It, a direct diss track at Julio after his passing earlier today. At the same time, Yungeen Ace's close friend posted an old tweet from King Von saying, "Game over, we won, stupid." In Yungeen Ace's song Do It, he even reused lines from Julio's track When I See You, where Julio rapped, "Went out to eat on his birthday, 4 hit, 3 passed in the worst way. He kept dissing on me, now we hitting 23." While Yungeen Ace said, 4 in the car and 1 of them gone, 3 got hit. But Yungeen Ace didn't stop there. As the news wrote, Julio's mom says she was targeted 8 times and allegedly named Yungeen Ace as the culprit.
So now she's a mother. She's not involved. She was a nurse or whatever the case is. This is what I hear. She got 8 times. The police showed up and asked her, "Hey, ma'am, who shot you?" Guess who she allegedly said shot her? Allegedly, she said, "I got shot by Yungeen Ace." Yungeen Ace was on some type of supervised release at the time. Police go, I guess his probation officer say, "Yo, you got to come in now," and they're about to lock up Yungeen Ace for shooting Julio's mom.
But this is also when the feds reportedly got someone from ATK to speak on why Julio was targeted. 1 month before his passing, Julio did an interview talking about the Jacksonville beef, where he said there was supposed to be a song made between both sides to stop the crime.
No record. Y'all probably didn't know this. Even though I said what I said, bro. Me and J.Breeze supposed to be doing a Stop the Violence song. We probably gonna get that shit in motion. So and just get that shit out the way for the kids, for the youth and shit. And yeah, we gotta make this look better, man.
You and J.Breezy have a Stop the Violence record coming.
Yeah, that shit it's talked about. I DM'd about it. My big cousin wrote about it too. He said he with it, I'm with it. But basically right now we trying to find a beef.
But according to police files, they have evidence showing ATK pretended to end the beef so Julio would lower his guard, which clearly worked as he posted over 40 Instagram stories over his birthday weekend. The source from ATK claimed it was all retaliation for ATK Mitch, who passed in 2022. In April of that year, officers saw Julio driving a Dodge Durango with illegal window tint and pulled him over. Once they realized who he was, they placed him in a patrol car and started asking him about the passing of ATK Mitch.
Alright, so I ain't want to bring it up. I know you're going to be upset. Mitch, there's some texts I want to talk to you real quick about what happened to Mitch.
How long that's going to take?
Not that long. Depends on you. They're just going to ask what you know about what happened.
Once inside the car, Julio knew what was coming and was taken in for questioning.
I used to call to my mama's house. I used to stay on the corner. You come over there, show his, you know what I'm saying, support.
What type of work do you do? What type
I'm an artist. That's
You're an artist?
Yeah.
Okay. As far as mix go, what are you hearing?
Nah, really, I was in Miami when I heard the news, you know what I'm saying? I was down making music, and I saw posting on Instagram, mix, everybody, the whole Jacksonville, mix.
Detectives began asking about his connection to Mitch and how they knew each other, while also asking where Foolio was when Mitch passed.
All right, the reason why I'm here, I am lead on your friend's case.
Ooh.
You ain't have a friend that recently got killed?
A lot of friends that,
Recently? Mitch?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm lead on that. I don't know how close you guys were. Can you kind of give me just run down on y'all relationship when y'all met? How long y'all been partners or whatever?
The detectives didn't have solid evidence on Julio, but they believed he was involved and kept trying to get information from him. Foolio continued to say he didn't know anything.
Guys, if you may know or hear something, that'd be helpful as well. Because if you know his mom, you can sit up there and call his mom, then I'm pretty sure you would want her to have some answers as well.
My little brother, I don't know who did. I don't know. I ain't here. That's what I'm saying. You will never know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I just heard it. They said, little brother, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Miami at the time, though.
You ain't tired of that, man?
Yeah, but I'm known to this.
As Foolio denied any role in Mitch's passing, detectives even questioned if his music was causing the violence around him, showing their frustration as he stayed quiet.
Do you think that your music or your ways or the way you conduct yourself through your music had anything to do with him?
Nah, because even before I was rapping, it was, you know, get what I'm saying? Like, you can't just say it's my music, that's why somebody, you get what I'm saying?
Okay, do you think it influenced someone or triggered someone, like the way y'all going back and forth with it? Do you feel that way?
Nah. A song can't make no do nothing, bro.
Foolio stuck to street rules and stayed silent, even while the feds believed he was involved. With the feds now thinking they got revenge for ATK Mitch, Yungeen Ace later spoke about Foolio during an Instagram live stream, almost sounding like he was mocking him while also trying to act respectful, possibly hoping to avoid attention from police.
What you think about Foolio thing, cuz? That's sad, twin. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all boys in the street, y'all didn't leave the streets alone, twin. All condone is that, but y'all just gotta, it's so funny cause me, bro, like we cool, like we was cool and shit, you feel me? Me and him, like we cool. I was just, so funny, I was just talking to them, I'm like, bro, you gotta stop the way, bro, you know, love y'all here, like stop the way, real shit. Like, you know, I with your real shit, stop the way.
Meanwhile, Young Thug just broke his probation, once again resulting in a new prison sentence.
Only Channel 2, by the way, was in Buckhead Monday night as police arrested the rapper Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams. We showed you this exclusive video on WSB Tonight at
I don't want to slap
so f***ing bad, but you told me that your license,
Here's my
you just
thing,
got
man.
your license back. I ain't gonna get your
I've seen
license.
one too many bodies.
Massive news came out from the Atlanta court system today regarding Young Thug's probation agreement. The news reads, YSL rapper Young Thug is now being investigated by Atlanta police for his altercation against Charleston White. Signs point towards the rapper being arrested for questioning soon.
They ain't ready for that, mate. They so dumb.
After the altercation was over, Charleston White went back to his hotel, recording a message for Young Thug and warning him.
Jeffrey Williams, let me explain something to you, mother. You on probation, right? You just approached me, threatening me. Your words was, we step on, okay? You didn't say I, you made it plural. You said we, so that's in cohorts. I mean a gang. You on probation. Then you had a fella with you that was possession. You are not supposed to be around with people that had eyewitness along with other witnesses.
However, things would get even worse for Young Thug. The following day, Charleston would hop on IG Live and tell Young Thug he snitched to his probation officer and tells Thug to say goodbye to his wife, Mariah.
Two things you can't do. Stop me from going to the police and unscare me. Yeah, once you scare me, you can't unscare me. And say, that showed up musty with $1 million chain around his neck. You think I ain't scared of? Can't keep getting all these violations, but this one's gonna get him. Before I leave and I go hit him with the restraining order, That's what's going to shake the probation department.
This got the attention of the Atlanta police because not only are they submitting new paperwork for a probation violation for his Charleston altercation, but now he's also facing a probation violation for the YSL snitching and jail calls. And let me explain. The news reads, Atlanta rapper Young Thug is finally facing the consequences of the entire YSL snitching and jail call situation. Multiple violations of his probation occurred when jail calls leaked and Young Thug was trying to defend himself on social media. Investigators expect the rapper back in court very soon, which seems like the Atlanta police were waiting for Young Thug to get into a separate situation before submitting this so they can close on him in court with 2 probation violations. They highlighted a certain tweet reading, "Screw Lucci, new album out Friday." Dissing someone tied to the YSL RICO trial is against his probation. This resulted in the news of Benzino calls out the system for leaking Thug's private jail calls, saying it's unconstitutional and designed to bait him while on probation. He believes the government purposely leaked them without watermarks to sway public opinion.
What I'm more surprised at and more kind of pissed off at is how the is this even constitutional that a prison, which is part of the system, right, can leak private phone calls. I don't, that it blows me. How can that happen? Now, they're saying, well, who leaked them? Somebody had to get money for them. Nah, because there's no watermark on them. If TMZ bought them, you can best believe TMZ's watermark will be all over that. There's no watermark. I guarantee the government's leaking them because they know what they're doing. They know, let me tell you something, from the feds to City Hall to the mayor to the governor, they all got a communications department where they have hired staff that all they do is look at social media for various reasons. That's it. And us as a community and culture, we just give them everything they want. It's easy.
Which got the attention of DJ Academics, who would give the truth behind the YSL situation.
You know, I like all this YSL. I like Thug, I like Gun. I'm gonna like him before, I'm gonna like him after. But I'm gonna tell you where they got wrong at. They've been propagating the street free code. These are millionaires. Millionaires made it from the bottom. But they're obsessed with trying to portray the image that they're the realest street ever. I just seen Woody put up a post. He says, no, I'm not okay. Huh? Since when is street is sounded like little white girls Karen? Everybody in that situation need therapy. And the reality why they all need therapy is because they made it. When YSL was known by you and me, YSL was lit. It's popping. But they weren't happy with all the money and all. They still want to propagate the same. Then as soon as Johnny Law come, they don't want to do it no more. They start thinking about their mamas, their sisters, their kids. Never seen something like that. It's the first time I've seen gangsters need therapy.
But Young Thug wanting to prove to everyone he's still a gangster no matter what got him in trouble. As the news wrote, the state of Georgia has filed a motion to revoke Young Thug's probation and send him back to jail. To understand if he goes back to jail and for how long, it's important to review the new Young Thug files to see how many violations he made. The first violation was Young Thug calling out a woman police officer, the same officer Gunna made his plea deal with.
What Young Thug did to have and this is how you know this 4PF is real. Young Thug posted the woman. This is Marissa Vivierdo. He said, biggest liar in the DA office. He posted her, okay? And then he also reposted, all my homies hate Vivierdo. Now, this is someone who is a officer of the law. This is someone who is a government official. When you do that and you're under probation, the government is gonna be like, oh, you sending a smoke signal that people should hurt this woman? That's why they're doing a motion to revoke his shit. Why did he do this? Because she's testifying in the OMF case and she's basically saying, yo, OMF and 4PF, Lil Baby and them, they're beefing and is dying and indictments finna come down.
Suddenly, 48 hours after calling out the woman police officer, a video of Young Thug in the interrogation room went viral online of him snitching on Pee Wee Roscoe. As Young Thug claimed Pee Wee Roscoe was behind the Lil Wayne tour bus hit in 2015. This interrogation lasted 2 hours long, which resulted in Pee Wee Roscoe reacting. Pee Wee Roscoe addresses Young Thug supposedly telling on him in interrogation video.
Politicking, man, Jeff, clean as Listerine, man, clean as Ivory soap, you feel what I'm saying? I done the time, I did that. That's what you supposed to do. When you go in the interrogation room, that's what you do. He told you, man, we say the Wayne Carter, what's wrong with you? You feel what I'm saying? No, a statement is this right here. Lineup selective. That's him. He did that. He didn't do that. He did what a taxpaying citizen do, a real street. Kept it solid, kept it overly real, you feel what I'm saying? Really tried to pull me out the hole. So I don't, you feel what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to the PR now, y'all don't remember when I was locked up. Now, let me just show you how the PRs and the internet selective politics. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep it real. When I was locked up and Jeff was locked up, we went viral when they was like, that's the type of friend you want. He was like, man, Roscoe ain't told y'all that thing. Yeah, that's the beauty there. That's the right thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like all those, everybody is in the stateroom, in the interrogation room, and they gave statements.
But weirdly, after 20 minutes, Young Thug would reply to Roscoe, they didn't play my interrogation video in court because I helped my brother, which makes some fans believe Young Thug paid Roscoe to come out and say this to save his career, as YSL Woody wasn't going for it. He didn't want Roscoe saving Thug's career, so he would expose a secret that he's been hiding.
And Pee Wee, don't forget about that story when you said it out your own mouth. How you did with that trans. Pee Wee Roscoe, you know well not to mention me, boy. You know I ain't got no sense. I ain't got no damn screws in my head, boy. You remember we was at the Sky House? Me, you, and Thug was sitting in the car, and that damn swap past, and Thug tapped you and said, Pee Wee, what's up with that? And you told Thug how you stuck your clean up in it. Don't get me started.
With the interrogation beginning to go viral online, 6ix9ine would react, dissing Thug for speaking for longer than 2 hours with police.
Yo, I just want to know where all the energy at. The Young Thug situation, I stood quiet 2 days just watching it play out. Watching what excuses the people come up with. Every day, every year, every time I come out, y'all move the goalposts further. Oh, nah, bro, it's different. No, it's different, bro. It's different. You told, like, before 12 in the afternoon. Like, that's a forbidden rule. You can't do that. No, bro, it's okay, bro, because he told after 3, like, bro, it's so easy. They tell you have the right to remain silent. Anything used against you could be used in the court of law, whatever the case they say. You have the right to call an attorney right now. You spoke for 2 hours. 2 hours. It's me, the horse. Like, I'm not saying that. Y'all heard what y'all heard. Where's all the energy at? Why hear everybody quiet? Why Lil Baby, 21 Savage's Future? Why you not saying nothing?
Lots of rappers didn't like how Roscoe said Thug didn't snitch on him, as Young Thug clearly mentioned Roscoe's name. This is when a YSL member named Mondo came out speaking his thoughts, revealing this is 100% snitching.
I just beat him off a Rico. Come home, still talking about, oh, rat, da-da-da. Bro, that's God. That ain't nothing but God biting you back in your bro, because you probably been thankful that you just beat a life sentence in a Rico and came home and minded your business and been humble. But instead, you still coming out pushing the rat narrative, bro, and all that, this, that, and the third. Now look, he came back and bought your bitch. But that ain't the key. The thing is, too, though, he brainwashed people. He still got motherfuckers on there talking about, and y'all heard with y'all own ears. You got motherfuckers AI, and did that in the third, and oh, he ain't rat on nobody. Bro, if you sit down with 12 and bust out and say these words, if y'all talking about like, gonna rat it from saying yes, ma'am, you mean to tell me this not making a rat by saying they said Roscoe the bust up? And then a nigga Roscoe did 10 years behind this, and you just got on the internet to my didn't rat on you? Boy, so brainwash is sickening. Y'all need daddy figures, and y'all just be sitting back waiting on something good, waiting on something to happen. Like, yeah, I'm gonna stick around. Maybe they'll put me on. Maybe a nigga, I can get some out. Roscoe, you the worstest. Twin, you worse than the rat itself. You did 10 years, twin, behind Roscoe. You did 10 years behind it, brother. And you just come on the internet and didn't tell on you when everybody just heard this man say your name a few times? You feel me?
With this only being the beginning, YSL Woody would come out warning 21 Savage and Lil Baby to stay out of this mess because if Thug goes down, he will bring them with him.
Told them that. But it was going over their head. It was going over their head because why? This ain't street. This ain't who they pretend to be. I said, leave Gunna alone. Gunna didn't do nothing wrong. Go look at Thug's interview. They said, why you didn't sign Lil Baby? Thug said, because I didn't want to pull Lil Baby in my... Hey, Lil Baby, I know you might be watching, partner. Got nothing to do with you. Get your money. Hey, we need somebody to win, buddy. It can't be you. Stay out of it. Hey, 21, y'all, stay out of it. Hey, because get what, bro?
One thing I know about it, that ain't got nothing to lose, he gonna take everybody down with him. Trust me, when it's time for to stand up, he gonna stand up. They can say what they want to say about me. They can say what they want to say about me. But I ain't did what nobody forced me to do.
21 Savage followed Woody's advice as he unfollowed him the next day. YSL Woody is saying this because he believes he was influenced by Young Thug in the past. Academics wrote, YSL Woody says Young Thug never paid for a lawyer for him to have in all those interrogation videos and that he used to defend Young Thug because he was under manipulation. He then takes accountability for his actions.
There's no way you supposed to be in the interrogation room without no lawyer. That goes back to the beginning. That man got all this money. He's supposed to took care of all y'all. He supposed to make sure all y'all were good. But, it ain't his job to do that. That's me. I'm defending him. It ain't his job to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm so blinded, I'm so manipulated. It ain't his job to, you know what I mean, do that. You know what I mean? We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. Because if we knew what we were getting ourselves into, we would have never been in that. We would have never been in that at the beginning. I wouldn't. I didn't respect a lot of stuff. Still don't.
However, Woody wasn't the only person who felt influenced by Young Thug before, because Rollo did too. Rollo says his whole rap career was ruined because of Young Thug, with Rollo saying, well, I lied to the feds for real, but you still called Lil Baby and told him to cut me off because I wasn't right, so now you're gonna have to go through what me and Gunna went through. We're waiting on that gospel album, which is Rollo mocking Young Thug for tweeting, if you're a rapper and you rat, you just gotta go gospel, while also calling out Young Thug's methods. He has done this before by calling rappers and telling them to stay away from certain people. Like when he was in jail, he called rappers and told them to avoid Gunna.
The streets are so atrocious. Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't give a if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Durk, Baby. There's a few other rappers, I just won't call their names. Just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not with Gunna, speaking out, they're chilling away. Thug got out, Gunna kinda hot. Ain't like you're trying to really like jump and work with Gunna, but
however, Young Thug would reply to Rollo saying, see, the difference between me and you is your friend said you didn't lie. You actually told on real people. You said that somebody actually did something that they was arrested for. I made an honest mistake saying that we sold Lil Wayne items to try to prove to the detectives that we weren't beefing with him. See the difference? And let's not forget you told Fanny you would take the stand on me and Lucci in our case to get out of jail. However, everything changed the next day when the news wrote, another clip of Young Thug in the interrogation room is going viral. Thug said, I made promises. Anything you want to know, I'll tell you, but don't tell the world.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
Promises. Make promises. Just keep promises. Whatever you anytime you ever think you want to know anything, tell me. I'll tell you anything. But don't tell the world.
What's your number?
Yes, you can.
Hey. I don't have your number.
Well, give it to me. If you ain't give it to me.
What was supposed to be a private conversation ended up becoming public. Academics wrote, Gunna been sitting on these jail phone recordings for a minute. Now's the right time for him to drop them to prove Rollo's point about Thug putting everything against everyone. Gunna played his hand smart, as he would even double down on this on stream.
I'm almost certain Gunna's team is leaking it to his fan pages. I'm almost certain, okay? I know they're not gonna agree to it, right? But I'm almost certain that Gunna's lawyers pulled, because yes, when you're in the case, you don't have to go through a Freedom of Information Act or anything like this, and some of these things would even be available, or it could be challenged if you try to do a FOIA on it. But it appears all of these things may have been gotten from maybe somebody who was in the case that would request them, and it could have been something for the nature of an appeal or something like that, so the courts are going to give it up because you're a defendant. So for me, I can't tell why there is, like, where's Gunna's calls? Like, we want to hear Gunna's calls, right? And by the way, you could tell maybe they were both doing it to each other. There's a time where Thug actually says he has been having his lawyers review Gunna's call, and Gunna is on the phone talking to a girl saying, I love you, I'm gonna come home soon. And he basically even thinks that Gunna got out of jail early because he wanted, which, bruv, if that's the case, the streets is cooked.
As soon as Academics said it was Gunna leaking everything, more footage started coming out. The news wrote, an alleged leaked jail call from Young Thug has surfaced where he's calling QCP a rat and speaks on Lil Baby working with him.
He did the same thing P did. Stood up in court. Man, that was wham, that was your ever get too, rocking with rat. And you be preaching about that too, man. You can't do that, man. That's a fact, bro. A rat, bro. I understand all that help put you on. Listen, man. A rat, I don't give what help. That give me $1 million. Man, you're a rat. Whatever you talking about. Imagine telling them niggas still beat the Kato.
This led to Young Thug going off on IG Live against who many believe is Gunna.
We ain't even talk about these fake guys and fake houses with these pools. You can get put out of in the next 2-3 years and all that cheese. We ain't even finna talk about none of that. Like, that is the topic of, I guess. Yeah, your spot out right now. You gonna put it on Instagram. I bet you put it on Instagram. Yeah, your house out. On God. You blocked from your page. I'm on your from my fake page. Can't about to black me. I still see it. You post a picture. That ain't me on that picture. Lane Green. The whole world been thinking that too, man. I'm finna say gonna say something about that, man. That ain't me with that skirt on that with that hat. The man said he got more hits than me and Kendrick. Bro, your ain't got more hits than Kendrick, and you ain't damn sure ain't got more hits or anthems than me. You hard, why you tripping? And I ride past your house for sale sign up. Now you done went and took your whole money and put down on that goddamn house out there, man, and you couldn't finish paying it off. Now the lady that came took her shit back. Now your stupid gotta sell it.
This then led to a big IG Live from Rollo69, Whack 100, and DJ Academics reacting to everything, where they would claim they knew the truth.
And get what? On that call, I never even told you he turned Wham against P, or he turned Wham against all these other different people that he did. But however, you have found out it came off the phone call. But guarantee I ain't going for that line. Should be shunned just like us. The judge had shunned them, now the streets need to shun that. Guess what? That's what I'm telling you. The thing about sitting down there, coming on here lying, playing them, man, you telling your ass the truth. Just like I stand up, don't like that tell the truth. He hiding behind these motherfuckers masks, but get what? A mask gotta come off. You ain't gonna be able to keep that motherfucking mask on forever. You ain't gonna be able to keep throwing rocks and hide your hand. This is karma.
Where Tekashi69 would then share his opinion, which had the whole chat agreeing with him, and it ended with Whack 100 backing it all up.
Young Thug came home and said, yo, buddy, you're a rat. Stop acting like we cool. Made another excuse. Nah, but his music fire. I said when he come home and say that Gunna told, y'all was gonna be like, all right, now everybody, you see how every time it's something, every time?
And we like Thug though, man. Like somebody, yo.
Thug cold, bro.
What?
He told before Gunna, 2015. Told, and this was crazy. Got caught with 2 or 3 sticks in L.A. Now I'm trying to figure out where them cases went. He got coming out the Lowe's Hotel, the same hotel where Yo Gotti them had that bang out. Remember that bang out happened? Got caught in the Sprinter with 2 or 3 sticks. We ain't heard about that case. This was back then. He told my, and like Rollo said, what conversations did you have since then?
This had the entire chat asking why Gunna is still signed to YSL if he ratted, saying there must be something deeper going on. So Academics revealed that Young Thug is still making money off Gunna's music.
Gunna got out. You gotta remember, Thug is running this label from behind jail. Thug wanted this off the fucking label. There's a lot of paperwork there, and also you gotta realize they're not gonna release somebody from their contract because they snitched. They're gonna say, we're gonna make money off a snitch. We don't do that. I'll give you a little bit more tea. All that told by Boss and Richie told, Future wouldn't do a record with him, but Future wouldn't drop him. You see how it's business at the end of the day. And I had these conversations with people that worked with the new regime over at 300/Atlantic, and they said, yo, what's probably going to happen is that his contract is going to get moved. So he won't be YSL. But no, in the history of time, we don't care what you do, they're not letting you go. They'll optically take you off the label, but they're never going to say, we don't want percentage points on money you make.
Things started getting out of control, and Thug needed to drop a song to respond to everyone in a way that wouldn't break his probation. Young Thug dropped his first response track titled Closing Arguments, where in the lyrics he talks about the snitching claims and gives his side. Young Thug raps the lyrics, "Gunna a rat, yak a rat," making it clear that he believes they are the real snitches, not him. This got the attention of Wack 100, who said that because Young Thug dropped this track thinking he's good, he's going to release a 2-hour phone call of Young Thug dissing Drake.
Hey, Wack, do you think it's over for Thug, man?
Yeah, we're gonna make sure that we still got about 2 more hours of content. We already sent Drake to 28 minutes in his head. We been over my Tony.
Wait. There's a 28-minute.
Listen what I'm trying to tell you, Act. I told the Pee Wee on your channel. I came on being humble. You know me. I said, oh, you speak for Thug? Then it's on. I'm about to over it. I told him that. The next day, it been on. And we not gonna stop.
But what Young Thug said next in the lyrics stood out the most, saying, quote, "Can't compare no one to me, bro. There's real rats around this place. Yeah, I did what I did, trying my best to help my brother. Got a situation he was in and I got no regrets for a fact." This caught the attention of YSL Mondo, as YSL Mondo says Young Thug started all the snitching in YSL and was the main reason there was a YSL RICO case.
Didn't the Lil Wayne tour bus happen before Nut got, before any of that happened, before anybody else told him? You the first to tell, buddy. You the first going on the talking to the police. Facts. That was way before the goddamn before Nut got in some more. So you mean to tell me, buddy, you was the first? You the reason why the RICO started. And I ain't finna keep beating around the bush. You the reason why the RICO started, buddy. Let's keep it real. Come on, man. Let's keep it real. But you the reason why the RICO started.
However, at the end of Young Thug's song Closing Arguments, he referenced one specific jail call that was leaked, where Young Thug says Gunna is the reason the YSL case turned into a RICO.
He gave the jurors the agreement that it's a gang. He said YSL is a gang, and he know people in this on this trial who committed crime in furtherance of the gang. That means you did it. You saying, you see what I'm saying? You don't know nobody on this case. Yeah. That's a lie. That's a full-blown lie. I know individuals on this case that committed crimes in furtherance of the gang. Like you committed just so you can say slime big. Like that's real. That's what RICO is. That's RICO. So if you get found guilty on RICO, you really got a light to, and you are 100% lying. You don't know nobody on the case. I ain't ever committed no crime. Duke ain't committed no crime. Yak ain't committed no crime. They're the only 3 people you know on this case. Ain't now one of them committed no crime. So who the f you talking about? You know YSL members on this case that committed crimes in furtherance of the gang. You just made it a RICO case. You just made it a case.
Just as Thug was starting to look better to the public, with fans beginning to understand his side, things took a turn for the worse. It was reported Young Thug calls out Lil Durk from behind bars. With everything Thug has said in the interrogation room, is it safe to assume he shared information about Durk's team committing crime?
What's up with the boy Durk? You with the boy Durk?
Yeah.
You need to make. You need to make that. I don't know. I did a lot of players for the boy too, though. When the boy career went where it supposed to be, man, Pluto, I really like locked in with him, like get really with him. But I don't know, he acting a little different. I don't like that, man.
What you mean?
Like
what he?
I done sent him a few songs. He just like I know for sure going right up. He just goddamn taking his time, they go to 4-5 days, 10 days later, just like that little type. Like, man, you got going on, man.
Yeah. I already know what you mean.
Like, man, it's too much for you, man. Watch out.
Yeah.
He did that on that album, so. Yeah, I want them on that album. Yeah. He sent a song for my last album. Yeah, he sent a song for it. Then goddamn, when it's time to clear the song, he don't clear the song. So the song didn't make the album. Like,
he ain't cleared.
Man, didn't clear it. Didn't clear the song.
What you mean ain't clear the song?
Yeah, he did. He worked out. Then you get on the internet, keep talking about thug, this and that, man. Cut that cap.
This caught the attention of an OTF member. It reads, Chicago rapper Lil Durk's OTF associate OTF twin reacts to Atlanta rapper Young Thug speaking on Durk in a leaked call saying, "That boy on them phones gossiping like a girl. I'll never trust a guy that put on makeup and a dress." This didn't sit well with Thug, and he responded, "All y'all new dudes in OTF, just know I'm the one who sent Brian Steele to help him." This moment was very important for Young Thug, and even his sister spoke out as it was written. Young Thug's sister says people are calling him a snitch just because they know he can't come to Atlanta. She said, "We've been putting belt, that's why everybody clicked up."
Don't be on the internet acting like my brother just when y'all know my brother ain't dead. On the internet acting like y'all just my brother. You know for a fact y'all doing it because he can't come back to Atlanta. Yeah. Don't do this. Don't click up. Do all this because they know he can't come back to Atlanta. That the only thing it is, he can't come back here. All that spit. Spit on who? Man, we gonna lay right back to A. Now we been putting belt. That's why everybody clicked up.
Moments later, another jail call leaked, making it clear that anytime Young Thug or his family responds to the dissing, the person leaking it responds with more. In this call, Thug was talking to 21 Savage about Gunna snitching early in the YSL case.
Type. I ain't finna say nothing about you on the internet. I ain't finna let the world know I ain't with you until just say so.
But you know,
that's what they supposed to did. Like,
but ain't nobody
trying to go at him to get clout. Yes, they have. Durk said something to him, but that's it. Like, Wham ain't doing all this shit. Like, Wham unfollowed him.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just that little boy. That ain't really saying that to no. That's just like, damn, I'm disappointed. Bro.
Yeah, but that's still.
But guess what, though? That makes you.
Position is, bro.
But
I ain't saying they wrong. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they jumped.
Plus, they had a conversation with you for they anything.
Yeah, but I look at it. Wham did though. I talked to Wham, so we get on the phone. Hey, you told Buddy them do that? All right, he's like, all right, stay less. Same shit. I'm smart. Off top. Soon it happens.
However, Charleston White is making it his goal to not let Young Thug get away from this, saying this will be the downfall of the YSL rapper.
Say, listen, I prophesied this. Right now, say TCV is looking at all these old videos. I told y'all Young Thug will go tell it. I told y'all. I'm always willing to bet with any rapper. If they keep Young Thug locked up 6 more months in the conditions he in, he'll tell to get out of jail too. They keep him 6 more months, locked up in them conditions like that there, he'll tell to get out of jail too. He about ready to break. I told y'all, I am the new prophet. I thought, man, what is he doing talking? A 2-hour interrogation, and you mad at Yak got it. You mad at Gunna. Gunna don't have no interrogation tape, and everybody mad at Gunna. This is what I tell y'all, hip hop is fake.
But Charleston White wasn't done, as he doubled down and said he's about to take down Young Thug.
Say, listen, Atlanta, I know y'all love Thug, and I love y'all. But y'all just bear with me. I'm finna destroy Young Thug. He will not be able to rap no more. Woody, be quiet. Rollo, you know they wrong for how they did you. Lil Baby, you might as well stop hanging with Thug. Gunna, don't talk, just stay back. Let me get this, I got y'all. Can't nobody beat me. I'm finna destroy. Swear to God. Thanks, come on now. Don't.
However, DJ Academics would speak on the situation, explaining that most regular people don't really care if someone snitches.
Man, I ain't gonna cap with y'all, man. Listen, I'm having a absolute blast. Now, here's the thing. I'm a civilian. And I think rappers don't realize that most civilians don't care about snitching. We really don't care. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, I listen to King Von, I listen to I don't want to people, and I don't care about I don't even like I don't like criminals, but I listen to the music. I'm watching the street right now. They're going through. Yo, everybody, yo, they're having crisis management teams trying to figure out. Yo, they're fighting for their lives right now, man. Yo, who's a snitch? Who's not a snitch? It's a snitch off. This is great. Yo, I love when street have to prove themselves to us. Because we watching like, we really don't care, but sure, crash out, go ahead.
However, Lil Baby just committed several crimes with his group 4PF, and the details reveal his prison sentence.
And baby, if you gotta respond to, I won't make this loud, you gotta respond to this. You're gonna either be
or you gonna stand on it and say, I did backdoor that?
It happened early yesterday morning at a nightclub in San Francisco's Mission District. White was hosting a Super Bowl party at Delia Lounge on Mission Street. At some point, White got into an argument involving rapper Lil Baby.
Did you know Lil Baby is about to go through an Atlanta RICO case just like Young Thug did? The news reads, the Atlanta police have updated their case for the potential 4PF RICO case after nothing added to it for over a year. Expect arrests to be made against 4PF members in the coming weeks, with even Lil Baby going down with them. This is what academics said would happen after all the crime that 4PF and Lil Baby have been a part of.
This is on camera. They know who did it. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. If they don't arrest the person who did the person, Lil Baby's cooked. Facts. Remember, I'll tell you that. If they don't arrest the person who at this club within 2 weeks, Lil Baby's cooked. I'm gonna tell you why. If they have camera proof of who did the and they don't arrest you, it's because they haven't done the case. Remember that. Just remember that. So, I just want to point this out to you. This is not the 80s. Y'all somebody in a club in an entranceway or hallway where there's cameras. I get it. Everybody done flew back to Atlanta, flew back to wherever it came from. But if there's not an arrest warrant put out in the next 2 weeks or an arrest made, just remember, this doesn't go away.
The feds have reopened their 4PF evidence file, which they will now use as leverage to get Lil Baby. Remember, the Atlanta DA has already tried getting Young Thug and YSL. Now it's Lil Baby's turn.
I'm gonna tell you some things that you're gonna have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fonnie Willis started targeting YSL, Fonnie Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Thug. She got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were gonna get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed their names, by the way.
In the newly updated 4PF file, it reveals what Baby did with the news of Lil Baby is reportedly accused of getting into a dispute with San Francisco 49ers player Keon White, who was hit a short time later. Investigators wrote the details of what happened, with it saying, on Monday, February 9th, Bay Area news outlet The San Francisco Standard reported on the incident, which occurred during a Super Bowl after party at Dahlia nightclub. A witness tells police Baby and his entourage tried to enter White's private section, which resulted in an argument between Lil Baby and White. The witness left the level of the club to notify management when they heard 2 rounds go off and returned to find White hit in the leg.
Window is like right by my bed, and so I saw lights. Like I think that's why I woke up at first. I think I kind of knew that it wasn't like the most safe place, but honestly, I mean, like, it kind of seems par for the course. Like, I'm not like entirely like, how could this happen here?
This got viral reactions from his fans, saying how Lil Baby is still about the gangster life after he hit up an NFL player. But Lil Baby's respect was lost after he dodged a boxing match with DJ Academics.
Sold 34,000 the first week. How the you want 40 million, man? This is delusional, man. Atlanta looking crazy right now, man. Full pocket full of hoes. This is crazy. How you ducking a fade with me? They want 40 million. The nigga is acting like this is Jake. This nigga acting like this is Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fighting. Cause somebody yo, have you seen this? Yo, this can't be serious, bro. Bro, I wouldn't be even asking for that. And low key, yo, I'm gonna keep it a beam. You know, I said whatever he get. I thought he was gonna be realistic. I thought Lil Baby is on some like he's gangster. So I'm like, yo, I bet. What's up? Let's like, cause I'm telling you, he's like a scrawny. I'm like, I bet. Whatever he get, just give me half. Ain't you a nigga? Y'all should be fighting for fun. You squabble up just cuz. I'm the one that everybody says probably never had a fight. Okay, you're my first fight. You get to knock me out for all this that I taught before and will continue to talk till we squabble.
Which is funny cause Lil Baby started the beef by rapping the lyric, Academics guys think they can't get touched, because an entirely separate situation happened with Academics. With it reported, Academics confirmed he got slapped by Baby's cameraman K Rich in Miami. Here's a picture of Academics' right-hand man with the police after the situation. K Rich would later brag about what he did with Academics.
So boom, and he said something, bro, I swear to God, right hand of God. I smacked the right hand of God, bro. I smacked. You smack Academics? Yes, and then listen, after I smacked him, listen.
Yo, Lil Baby, eat a. I'm not even gonna address it, Lil Baby. You eat a, because I don't know this, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm getting that Lil Baby, because I've been waiting for this. I can't take it out on a I don't know. I'm up tens of millions of dollars. I'm taking it out on this boss. Yo, Lil Baby, if this is what you believe or he believe, both y'all eat a. Whatever y'all think, that's what it is.
Both y'all.
Some people questioned how this connects to Baby, and Academics explained why, starting with the tweet. DJ Academics claims Baby's camp paid him $30,000 to chill on album criticism, then allegedly backdoored him anyway by sending K Rich to swing on him.
The Lil Baby got to drop his new album. And I'm gonna start really getting on business. Yo, Lil Baby, you and your team paid me $30,000 to keep quiet about your motherfucking album. And I sat there and I realized, I said, well, if you paid me $30,000, there ain't no way you sent a come swing on me. Why would you do that? Don't make no sense. $30,000 you could pay for a hit. Why the would you send to come swing on me for pennies and to clean your balls in your drawers and then pay me $30,000? I got the receipts posted just. Why would you pay me afterwards? Cause y'all whole demeanor was an act. You a wave, and I said I'll fall back. I said I can't lie to, but I'll fall back, and y'all paid me to do it. Y'all paid me.
With Academics realizing it was Lil Baby and his team behind it, he now wants $300 grand to stay quiet about Lil Baby's next album.
Yo, baby, you gonna have to pay me to get off your for this next time. Y'all paid me 30 bands already. The price is now 300 bands. Straight up. The price done went up 300 bands. You have this who you sent. Yo, Lil Baby, stop the bullshit. You sent this to go do this bullshit. When I called you up, you acted like, oh, wait, what happened about... Yo, do you know this K Rich? I call everybody in Atlanta. You know what they say? But that's his assistant. That's his name. Wait, he act like you don't know him? Yo, I talked to him. He say, pay me for your album tonight. Yo, I'm on your forever. Remember that. So listen, I'm only saying this because I think this little K Rich thing, I'm going to go back and forth with him. Let me tell you this, I'm gonna cost your boss $1 million. I did this to the best of them, and I'm gonna do it to him.
This is when investigators who were already watching Lil Baby started paying closer attention, because when Academics confronted Lil Baby, he said K Rich was saying it was for 4PF.
And baby, you gotta respond to it. I'm gonna make this loud. You gotta respond to this. You're gonna either be pussy or you're gonna stand on it and say, I did backdoor that. Thought it was cool. When I asked you in the morning, you know what you said? So the first thing I said, yo, bro, you know what came up to me? He said some 4PF. You know the first thing you said? Yo, act, chill, act, man, you on that police. You scared of this 4PF. Bet. Cool. I say, yo, nah, baby, like this was. So he's like, act, what? You acting dumb.
On top of the Super Bowl and Academic situations, Lil Baby was already being investigated when it was reported from court. Investigator is on the stand. We are listening to wiretapped calls. Someone mentioned that Baby had tickets on some people's heads.
Like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. They got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unk, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders?
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by, what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harm. Or
and who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones wanted to have people harmed?
Correct.
All right, moving on.
This suggests Lil Baby allegedly put money on people to be targeted, which is the same thing Durk is currently charged for. Academics even heard that the feds were looking into him.
So there's this journalist. He's out of Atlanta. Well-reputed journalist. His name is George Cheedy. Like, he was the person who was very accurate on predicting that YSL was going to get indicted in the RICO. He's an Atlanta journalist, certified. He's really good. He's came out and he said that the Atlanta Public Defenders Council, like the office, they're basically their specialized unit for Georgia's Public Defender's Office. The unit that specializes on gang cases says the office is actively preparing for a racketeering indictment on the 4PF and OMF case. Now I don't know what OMF is, and that he expects Lil Baby to be indicted.
This got Young Thug to call Lil Baby's investigator out by calling her a liar and exposing her for who she is.
What Young Thug did to have and this is how you know this 4PF is real. Young Thug posted the woman. This is Marissa Vivierto.
He said biggest liar in the DA office. He posted her, okay? And then he also reposted, all my homies hate Vivierdo. Now, this is someone who is a officer of the law. This is someone who is a government official. When you do that and you're under probation, the government is gonna be like, oh, you sending a smoke signal that people should hurt this woman? That's why they're doing a motion to revoke his shit. Why did he do this? Because she's testifying in the OMF case and she's basically saying, yo, OMF and 4PF, Lil Baby and them, they're beefing and is dying and indictment's finna come down.
This got to Lil Baby and he decided to end his record label 4PF to avoid it being labeled a street team.
First 4 Pockets 4 had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When you say of course, I mean, why you say of course?
Because it's all shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't. Right. Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police or no, it's just period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about.
But things got worse because the police released a statement for another incident with Lil Baby. The Atlanta Police Department is calling out Baby, saying his actions led to the passing of 2 young individuals. The Atlanta PD announced 7 arrests had been made in connection to the passing of Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman. Major Ralph stated the incidents were part of an altercation while Lil Baby was filming a music video where 3 people were injured, while also writing they will work relentlessly to hold Lil Baby accountable.
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
This all connects back to when Baby filmed a music video on an ops block outside a taco shop.
Atlanta police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of 2 13-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered for more information. So far, 7 people have already been arrested.
It was nothing but
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible. God, it was just a concert. I was waiting for Lil Baby to come by my tacos up.
But this woman from the news is actually the person who alerted Lil Baby's ops to his location as she posted this video on Facebook, which got their attention.
Where y'all at? We over here kicking in. We got Lil Baby shooting a video around here. You know how we do it at Slapping Taco. Baby, there he go, there he go. Y'all see him? He came to get him some tacos, baby. Y'all better pull up, cause you already know how we doing this Slapping Tacos, baby.
Although Lil Baby may be getting targeted for a more serious reason. Young Thug said it himself that both him and Lil Baby don't know where they stand with Gunna, as people think he informed on Lil Baby.
I just like to help people, you know.
One of those artists was Gunna. You guys did a ton of songs together.
Yeah.
Very successful on your label.
Yeah.
He was arrested about the same time as you. I think a lot of people wonder what that relationship is like now.
Yeah, I know everybody wondering that.
What's it like?
I don't know.
This interview got a fan to write. Once y'all learn the effects of Gunna snitching in that YSL trial, then you'll realize why Thug and Baby will never be cool with him again. They said this because within 1 month of Gunna being released on a plea deal, Lil Baby was arrested. With it reported, Lil Baby was arrested Monday night for carrying a concealed firearm without a permit and was sent to the Clark County Detention Center, where he was being held on $5,000 bail.
I need 20 bands, call his number for me. Hey, security, the black guy, call his number for me. They locking me up for a gun, but I got license. Security, I need 200 bands a year, I swear to God, security. Security, I need 200 bands a year. You don't make 200 bands here. Hey, lady, my jet leave at 9:10. Nah, check me good, I gotta in my nuts. Check me good. You on the camera? I got a my nut. Check me good. I got a gun. Alright, y'all let me that car shoot myself in the head. Y'all fired.
But academics knew Lil Baby was getting targeted next because the RICO documents leaked, which had 4 PF on it.
I've heard 2 of them. Like, I've heard the 2 of them. They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going first. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation for nothing, whatever. But these are top rappers. Well, one's a top rapper. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying the name. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by three letters. They've been popping. One of the top, I would say, 3 rappers in the game.
Not only was Lil Baby arrested once after Gunna was released, but he got pulled over again for illegal window tints.
Huh? Man, you know why I pull you over? These windows, they tinted. You can't see nothing out.
I'm a celebrity, man. Nobody can't see me. Give me my ticket. Let me ride.
I don't know what celebrity you are.
It don't matter. They give me my ticket. Let me ride. I can't have nobody seeing me right here. I'm gonna let my window up.
Oh yeah, you good, but you can't have that tinted window, man.
Alright, they give me the ticket. Have a good day, man.
Now, who are you? You say you
My name Lil Baby.
Okay, I just need you to sign right here, okay?
You got a pen? 827. You don't be want to have these. You gotta have tints in that level. You folk crazy. I take a ticket then somebody follow me home.
Put a 32.
Huh?
You can put a 32. If you got a medical exception, you can get the 10.
But Baby was pulled over again not long after, and he got arrested. Luckily, Lil Baby flew his lawyer out on a private jet, which helped him get released that same night.